Previously on the Bubba the Love Sponge show.
I'm not happy with you. And so since he took over in 2016 when he went to NATO and they said he's going to destroy NATO, he said to the countries, you must pay 2%. If you don't pay your 2%, we're not going to defend you. Oh, my Lord, I can't do it. Now it's up to 5%. And they've gotten billions and billions and billions of dollars from these other countries to defend themselves. NATO defends themselves. Where are the NATO countries defending America?
You're listening
to the Bubba the Love Sponge show.
Broadcast rights for the Bubba the Love Sponge show have been granted to this station by the Bubba Radio Network and is intended solely for the enjoyment of our listening audience. Any rebroadcast, retransmission, or other use of this production without the express written consent of the Bubba Radio Network is prohibited.
Tuesday, July 14th, 2026. The Bubba the Love Sponge show. Jay in for 4 hours. I like it. I'd rather have Jay in for 4 hours in the nothing against Steve or nothing against anybody, but I just like the 4 hour of consistency, especially with Jay. Jay's got a whole different delivery. There you go, delivery than Dan. Dan's a little bit more of an aggressive deliverer, whereas you, Jay, you're a little more subtle, can pretty much say the same thing. Now, I love Dan's aggressive swagger. I like it.
He's funnier than I am.
It's nice to get a little vacation from it a little bit, you know?
well, when he goes away, I'm happy to come do 4 hours. It's fun. Tell you what, it's exhausting. Your job is exhausting.
People, and then you understand. So yesterday, thank you for recognizing that. But then yesterday, I taped with Pete for my new Deadly Intentions podcast, which debuts a week from this Thursday at 10 a.m. I taped from 10:30 to 1 o'clock, taping the podcast. And yeah, so and people don't realize, people think that we just sit behind a microphone, for however many hours and BS, but one, it's a little bit different being the host because you got to keep things moving around, and you're always fighting time and trying to be funny, informative, fair, and then trying to incorporate your guest hosts as well. You guys it's exhausting for you guys to pick and choose your angles as to when you double dutch in. So it's a lot different than just sitting on a flight for 2 or 3 hours and chit-chatting with your next-door neighbor. You got to be literally the aspect of being on. Like, you have to be on. Kind of like, when you're sitting...
It's like being in court.
Well, I was just getting ready to say, when you're at your law office and you're prepping for, your deposition, or you're prepping for various things, motions you have to file, and you have your paralegals and what have you looking up case law, and they're all kind of reporting back to you, and you're trying to traffic cop it and keep it all together and put it so it flows and what have you. That takes a certain amount of mental onness. But when you're cross-examining a guy, or better yet, you're opening and closing arguments, you have to be literally, you're on stage and you're on a high wire. And so, and if you say something, just one little misstep could completely gut your case.
It could completely ruin the trial. You could have a mistrial.
Right.
But it's that attention to every moment that everyone's speaking that's very hard to replicate, and this actually does it. And I never really thought of it until we're starting to talk about it. And that is, you have to pay attention to everything that everyone's saying, be aware of what they're saying, why they're saying it. Can I contribute? Should I contribute? Can I say something funny? How should I deliver something? And you have to be able to do all of that in an instant of a second for 4 hours.
And with the fear of it falling flat and being stupid, and then our cynical asses calling you out on it.
That's the hardest. Or having you lead us down a path that we don't want to talk about,
right.
Which you've been historically great at doing.
So anyway, thank you, and I appreciate you coming in, and Lummy,
my pleasure.
Lummy, oh my God, I'm so excited.
All right.
Because if I show you, well, I don't want to show the back end to our YouTube so everybody sees our numbers and our money and stuff like that. But I will tell you right now, the back end of our YouTube channel, and Gary Cantrell is sitting here hoping he can just get one extra person to get a notification and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Our YouTube channel, of course, is youtube.com/The Bubba Army. Everything unilaterally across the board on all social media, with the exception of our TikTok, whether it's Kick, Twitch, Rumble, Instagram, X, YouTube, Facebook. I might have missed a couple. Everything is at The Bubba Army. And currently on YouTube, we're at 144,999.
Woo!
What?
Yeah, we're at 1,000. We're one person away from 145,000 followers. So I just need that one extra person, and it's free if you're watching us on YouTube, or maybe you're on Facebook, maybe you're on X, maybe you're somewhere else right now. Flip, and you don't really watch us on YouTube. I would say, and let me, maybe you can agree or deny, I think YouTube is one of the most go-to. You have to follow us on YouTube.
That's
You
right.
have to, yes.
90% of what I get from you, I consume on YouTube.
Yeah, that's where we put some stuff that you can't find other places. YouTube is a must follow. Although our Facebook numbers we're going to hit 300K soon.
Yeah.
We'll hit
Facebook is blowing up.
We're going to hit 300K by the fall. Facebook's blowing up. And I got to tell you, the guest that we had in yesterday, Lana Turner, not this past appearance, yesterday, but the appearance before, which would have been maybe 5 years, 6 years ago?
Post right around COVID.
Yeah, about 6 years ago.
She took me aside, and we weren't really taking Facebook seriously, because it wasn't really generating much money. And Facebook generates about half as much as YouTube. Just their algorithm, they just don't pay as much. YouTube is the one that is, that pays them out most. They have the mid-roll concept where you can put mid-roll in. It's just YouTube is where we need to be. But we really started concentrating on not putting links on Facebook, but instead putting up that actual organic material that's exclusive to Facebook. Yup, 11 people just jumped over there now. 145.9.
All right.
145.009. Nice. Thank you.
That was easy enough.
That was easy enough. I should just beg every day. So don't forget, it doesn't cost anything to give us a thumbs up, to comment, and more importantly, follow and get a notification. All the notification does is alert you when we have some new content up, which we're putting up, pretty much daily.
Gary Cantrell's been killing it.
Oh,
for
Gary.
However long he's been doing it. He and Macho work so well together. With Lummy, I got to say, because it's a team. They produce.
Well, Lummy's the boss man.
Let me edit and distribute, and there's all three aspects of that these guys do, and they do a hell of a job.
And Gary's got really, he's had 6 weeks. I hope that he's been really, working on it, because the debut of Deadly Intentions with Pete and I start next Thursday.
I can't wait.
Right at 10 o'clock. And our first episode is the Gilgo Beach killer, the guy named Rex Hierman or something like that. He was this big 6'5" accountant. So he was an accountant in Midtown Manhattan during the day. And then he lived out in Long Island and commuted. And when he had a wife and 2 kids, he was, upper middle class. And when his wife would go on vacation with the kids, he would know, obviously, when they're going on vacation, he would turn his basement into a kill den.
Jesus.
Kind of like how Dexter would put the Viz Queen all up and stuff. He would go get escort hookers, mostly petite, dark-haired chicks, and unalive them, Lummy. and then wrap and then use his basement and wrap it all up. Then bury them all. All 8 or 9 bodies were found within like 2 football fields of each other in this kind of little beachy area in the Gilgo Beach area.
Oh, that's that like marshy area
Yes.
between like the beaches and the
Uh-huh.
actual like city, and it's just that kind of dead area with a lot of like marsh,
cattails,
yeah,
and
cattails and
marsh.
stuff. Just
And
like Jersey.
unless you'd have an airboat, like your jet ski would get stuck in it.
Right.
Like you can barely walk. You would never want to walk in it ever for in fear of what's below it. And so he would, so that's our first episode. Gary is going to build these as if they were like documentaries with visuals and all that kind of thing. Lummy, assure Gary that you told me what potential problems he's been having with the overtalk.
Yes.
And Pete and I will be more mindful to create more of a hesitation while speaking, because I think Gary's having a problem with the AI picking up where I chime in and where Pete chimes in.
Yeah,
so we just probably need to slow it down a little. But I get so excited.
Yeah, that's what it's saying too.
I get so excited. I'm like, oh my God, really? What, Pete? What? I get so excited.
It can tell that you're into the topic that you're talking about.
AI.
Yes.
So anyway, man, I'm so excited. So we've done the Gilgo Beach. That's episode 1. Episode 2 is the Golden State Killer, which is the guy that killed, I think, 8 or 9 in L.A. and would put plates on the back of the husband while he sexually assaulted the wife in front of him. And if the guy wasn't still enough and a plate fell off, that's what determined whether he got it or not. And then 3 was the Anchorage, Alaska guy, the Israel Reyes guy, and that's the guy, Jay, that would fly around 2 years before.
That's nuts.
And Barry go into the woods and had a little map and had these kill kits.
Kits.
Because one of the first things that authorities do is especially if you've not, and he didn't have to even clean up his kill kit because he knew he didn't. So they
couldn't go to the Home Depot within the last 6 months. He had 2 years on them.
Right, and he didn't even. He would fly into Chicago, buy a kill kit in Chicago, drive to Louisville, and he always robbed a bank and then killed somebody. So like Louisville, they're looking for a guy that went to Home Depot because he had a Home Depot bucket, and there was no footage. So that guy. That's episode 3. Then episode 4 is the ins and outs of how the Mexican cartel kind of the appetizer is how do they do business in the U.S. Which, oh my God,
it's crazy.
People have no idea how misinformed we are as Americans as to how the real Mexican drug cartel works.
They're embedded.
Oh, and then yesterday we did Richard Ramirez, the Night Stalker from the Los Angeles area.
Oh my God, all of those are so good. I know. I think most of those stories, but not the details you've mentioned, are absolutely insane.
Like Ramirez, what people don't realize is Ramirez killed children too.
What?
And they didn't find out about the kids until after they'd caught him for the adults. They had 11 or 12 adults on his tab, and they didn't want to go back and investigate or hold him accountable for the kids because they didn't want the families to have to go through all of this, So yeah, he sexually molested and killed 4 kids that the media never told you about.
That is absolutely insane.
His first child that he killed was in the Tenderloin section of San Francisco. The dirtiest, worst part of San Francisco in the early 80s was what they called the Tenderloin section of San Francisco. So he killed a 9-year-old there, sexually molested and killed a 9-year-old, and then moved to L.A. and started his sprees there. Yeah, it was, and so these
those are great episodes.
All of these things, man, you find out just, like for instance, let me just give you this last one before episode 3, with the Anchorage, Alaska guy, the Israel Reyes. He went to the beverage barn like this this drive-through coffee place in Anchorage, Alaska. The woman was closing up shop. She was like a 17, 18-year-old chick. She was closing up for the night. He abducts her. He takes her to his shed. He has like 10 acres out in the woods, and it's February, so it's really, really cold. He rapes her. He kills her, and he wraps her up like in a carpet. Well, then he goes and takes a 10-day vacation with his daughter. When he comes back, he finds out that the body has been preserved because it's so cold outside, and there was very little decomposition, very little. So to the point where she almost he'd slit her throat. And so he took a really, really, really grainy black and white picture. He put makeup on her. He used fishing line to sew her eyes open, and had her dead hand hold that day's newspaper, took a picture of it, and used it as a ransom note to her family. So the picture that their family got, they're like, oh my God, Jennifer's alive. Really, she'd been dead for almost 2 weeks, and the cold had preserved her. Yeah, so that's the kind of stuff we get into. Like, it's unbelievable. And let me, you know what? Tell Gary that I'm going to have to, until the channel starts making money, which I have a deal with him on the percentage that he gets. But while it's not making money, I need to cut him off some because this is a lot of work for him. So please tell Gary that I'll get with him and get him some money, because I know this is taking a lot of extra time. If he does it if he does it correctly, the way I think he has to do it, it's going to take an ungodly amount of time, and I need to pay him.
Yeah, he's having to do a lot of manual cuts, so it's taking him a good amount of time. But
just tell him I'm going to take care of him.
Okay.
Anyway, Deadly Intentions start not this Thursday, but next. But hopefully all this time, Lummy, has given him time to start kind of whittling away on it, if you will. I mean,
may I make a suggestion for number 5?
Well, we got number 5.
Oh, you do?
Well, we got 5 and 6. What's 7?
There's a whole generation that doesn't know a lot about Ted Bundy.
Yeah, so we're doing Son of Sam.
Okay, perfect.
Ted Bundy.
Yes.
John Wayne Gacy.
Yes.
And Jeffrey Dahmer.
Okay, there you go.
We got those, but those will all be, we're getting those, absolutely. And the Ted Bundy, I think, is episode 8 or 9.
Those are pretty much the top 10 of all serial killers.
And we're going to do the Menendez brothers.
Ooh, that one was brutal.
And as we were doing the Night Stalker, Richard Ramirez, yesterday, one thing that people don't know is Jay, hold on, Jay. Wait till you hear this. Being a lawyer, this really hits home with being a lawyer, meaning like how egregious this is. Okay, so he's got a jury, and he's on trial for 11 or 12 first degree premeditated. He got sentenced to the gas chamber, but he died. So while they're trying this, a female juror, falls in love with him. Now, I mean, you've been in front of juries, and you've seen probably every possible scenario, from a hung jury to somebody that disqualifies themselves to somebody being replaced, somebody talking. You've seen it all. Yep. I guarantee you've never seen that.
No.
So this female juror,
felt it a couple times.
This juror, she falls in love with Ramirez and has to tell the judge, I can't go forward because I've fallen in love with him. Meanwhile, he's got like 10 other chicks that are coming every day.
Yeah.
And
so did Ted Bundy.
Yeah.
They had a whole following of women, young women that supported them It's almost like the Mangione effect before Mangione, to be honest.
Yes, and Pete has a whole Mangione file. And Pete thinks that he can Mangione can beat the state, but he can't beat the feds.
Oh.
But Pete has I tell you being a lawyer, you should listen to this guy's philosophy.
I will. I want to watch them all.
One of Pete, my co-host Pete, Jay, one of his claim to fames, or one of the things, is that he would write all the prisoners that he went to prison with, he would write their appeals. And so he was the most popular guy in prison. Like,
I was saying that to my son the other day, just making a joke. I said, if I ever went to prison, I'd be fine because I'd be writing the appeal for the biggest, scariest guy.
You would have lobster and steak every night.
That's right.
I'm serious.
I'd have a desk and a pen, and people would refer to me as Mr. Diaco.
Even though he wasn't a lawyer, you'd be like Andy from Shawshank Redemption.
Exactly.
Yeah, but hold on.
I'd be teaching him how to write their own appeals, but I'd also be writing the biggest.
But Jay is a lawyer.
Yes.
He is a lawyer. The other ones,
pro bono
the other ones just know the process, And so anyway, Pete did a lot of these guys' appeals, and what he would do, Jay, is say, okay, I'll do your appeal, but if I own your book rights and your life story rights, and two or three have hit. He's published 2 or 3 books.
Pretty amazing.
And has sold the rights to a couple different streamers for 2 of, I think he wrote 15 appeals and got, listen to this, Jay, I think he was 12 for 15.
That's incredible.
On appeals. And the average time he would get you would be 7 to 10 years off.
Wow.
Yeah. This guy's brilliant.
It's amazing.
And I don't know how I found him. Well, I know how I found him. I'm not going to mention how I found him, but I found him. And he found me, and he comes over. And
I'd love to meet him sometime.
And he's a little bit like, you look at him, and he's a little bit off. Like, he's just, like, Lummy, like, when you look at him, like, you can just say he's all business. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He did 25 years. He did 25 years in federal prison.
He's seen stuff that 99.9% of the world will never see, do, or understand.
No.
He has lived it for 25 years. That's insane.
This guy's unbelievable.
Yeah, he's got some street cred there.
Speaking of which, Lummy, the home run derby was last night. The Tampa Bay Ray guy got 3rd.
Yeah,
did you see that, Junior Caminero?
They say he got kind of screwed.
What do you mean?
I thought you weren't going to watch.
I didn't. I just saw the highlights because I didn't want to watch the stupid home run derby. There was a foul ball. They said they called his foul when it wasn't foul, which eliminated him. Because they said there's big conspiracy, which is everything nowadays, is that it was set up.
I hate to. I mean the hometown Philly guy won?
No, the hometown Philly didn't win. Just Jordan Walker guy actually beat Kyle Schwarber.
Jordan Walker is the one that beat Junior Caminero in the semifinals to make the finals, and so I'm afraid to play this for in fear we'll get absolutely a copyright strike, right? I mean, I think
I got you one that's recorded off of TV on the Junior Caminero one. I sent to your messenger.
Okay. So the winner of last night's home run derby.
Which this guy, call me a boomer. He's got 49 home runs in his career. He hit 5 last year. He's got 20 this year.
So you're talking about the guy who won it last night?
Yeah, the St. Louis Cardinals guy.
The guy. He's not a prolific home run hitter, and he just kind of pulled one out of his ass last night.
Yep.
Yeah, but I mean, it is what it is. Now, is this Junior?
Yes.
And they're calling it a foul ball?
This is his last swing, so this is how it got eliminated.
No.
Yeah.
Do they show it again, Lummy? I need a replay on it.
Do they not do replay in like all-star crap? They do it even in soccer.
Yeah, they have enough time.
I'm trying to find where the ball is.
Can't see it.
Right there. So it's to the right of the pole.
It hits like right here, isn't it?
Just to the left of it, but it curved around the pole.
Oh, absolutely. It's fair.
Inside there.
If these guys right here got it.
That's where they got it, yeah.
And you can obviously tell it's coming, it curves in.
Yeah,
so now I got to see where to look.
Yeah, right there. It curves in.
Is this it right here? Is that the ball right there?
No, it just landed. If you go back a little bit, you see it's real quick. It's unfortunately how we have to watch
it. Right where the one is.
If you keep going down, right there.
There it is. Right,
the foul
perfect.
Pole? And that's behind the
right
foul
here?
pole.
Yes.
Yeah,
right there.
Yes.
That's fair.
All right, so it's right there. It's right there. Well, Obviously, it's behind the foul. Like it's on the right side of the foul pole.
Exactly.
Obviously, and here it is right here. I think. Hold on. No. Right there.
So that's behind the foul pole.
You can see it behind the pole there.
Yeah.
As crystal clear as possible, it goes behind the pole.
And if you just look at the fans that catch it, watch this. You can at least tell that. Right, hold on. Boom. It's right here. And it comes in high, fair on the right side and goes pew, right there. Man.
I mean, they don't want to raise
That's a screw job.
That is a screw job.
So the Kyle Schwarber guy lost to Jordan Walker. Now, Schwarber beat Wilson Contreras 9-8 in the semis, and Junior Caminero from the Rays got beat by the eventual winner 6-5. That would have tied it up at 6-6, right?
Yes.
And then Junior, it's not considered an out. You got to keep hitting.
Correct. He could have hit another
swing,
one.
right?
Yes.
Well, he gets as many swing. Because he had 2 outs at the time, right?
Yes.
So
that was his last swing. That was his last opportunity.
They only get swings.
Yes.
So that means him and Walker might have tied and gone into an overtime.
Yes.
Yeah, whatever.
Exactly.
Is the game tonight?
I think so, or it's tomorrow. I don't know. Yeah, 8 o'clock.
How many Rays are on? Is there any one? Do we got any starters? Probably not. And we should have Yanni Diaz. Yanni Diaz should be the starting designated hitter, batting what, 319 right now or something?
Yeah, he's killing it. Caminero is starting.
Caminero starting third.
Yes, and that's it for us for starters.
Okay, who all made the team?
Diaz, Caminero, and I believe 2 pitchers. I'm trying to pull it up, the exact roster. But the All-Star game's a joke. It's an absolute joke, in my opinion.
Hey, it's not been a real game since Pete Rose took out the catcher. Remember that? Yeah. Pete Rose is like, I don't care that this game doesn't mean nothing and I could potentially hurt myself. I'm going to absolutely bulldog the catcher. And so now let me do they have it where the winner of the All-Star game that represents either the American or National League, then that team gets home field advantage for because they used to, that's what the All-Star game they've regulated it on down to meaning. It really never meant much, except bragging rights. And then they actually put something that it kind of did mean something, meaning like if the AL would win, then in the World Series, the American team, because they won the All-Star game, gets home field advantage.
Right, meant something.
4 games to 3 games in a 7-game series.
Well, they took that away.
They did?
Right.
Yeah.
So in typical fashion.
And in typical fashion, what happens is you get bragging rights and cash bonuses.
It sucks. It used to mean something. Home field advantage, you could win it 2 ways, either by winning more games than the other side, or that made the All-Star game a little bit more interesting, didn't it, Bubba?
Well, it kind of did, because if you're let's say you're an Atlanta Braves fan, you're pulling for the National League, because now if the Braves make it to the World Series, you get 4 home games instead of 3.
Yeah,
means a lot actually.
And it's a good way to keep American League and National League fans, like a whole swath of people, rather than just teams paying attention to the All-Star game.
Now you can cheer that the players get more money.
Oh,
great!
They can get another. Let's see. The prize has been around 800,000 divided among the active roster, so about 25,000 a player.
$100,000 for that.
25,000.
25,000. Yeah.
The average guy probably has more in that. And bringing his family to the town to watch them and take them out to dinner a couple nights and paying for their hotel rooms. I guarantee you that, it probably costs the average player at least that to bring his family in, have them watch, right?
Yeah.
I mean, please.
And when do they bring their families?
Well, they probably do, your mom and your dad,
Now they do.
Yeah, probably. Before I go to words, I cannot play this in its entirety. I have to play it before the guy splats under the water. But this is just another example as I get older. Now, when I was, 30, 25, 20, I would have done this all day. I jumped out of an airplane.
Not in Thailand. You do that somewhere where they have like regulations, like America.
Well, a guy did it in Clearwater Beach years ago. Remember, and the thing broke, and he ended up in Sand Key, and he hit the side of a building and died.
It happened in Miami once too.
Yeah. No, thank you on the parasailing deal. Australian businessman. Now, here's what I don't understand. This is like a tandem deal. So the guy here, he's kind of the instructor, I think. And as they get going, he jumps on this guy's back.
That doesn't seem fun.
I don't see anything under his legs, like a harness. Is there anything under his legs?
I don't know. I don't know. Australian businessman Roger John Hussey tragically died after falling 30 meters into a shallow surf. Now, here's the thing. If he would have fell, if they'd made it out a little bit further, and because 30 meters probably won't kill you.
90 feet? 100 feet?
No.
Oh,
no.
man, that's going to really
be
break
okay
you
on
up
that.
pretty good.
I mean, the Sunshine Skyway is 197 feet, 203 if you count jumping off the ledge. So, and
I bet you it's 50-50 if you're going to make it on a 90-foot drop when you're old. I mean, 71, man, you fall on the hard ice and you break your hip.
Anyway, he plunged into the sea within seconds after takeoff due to an improperly secured harness and a fatal error involving the control ropes. The horrifying moments leading up to the drop were caught on camera by his wife, who was filming from the shoreline. Following the incident, the boat operator and crewmen were arrested and charged with recklessness resulting in death. Now, I'm gonna just play it, and then I'm gonna stop it so that we don't show, somebody dying on screen.
Yes.
So here we go. And Jay, you're right. It's like the sumo diaper harness that you're supposed to have between your legs kind of looks like it's either really, loosely fit or non-existent.
It doesn't attach in the front or something.
And
it's
this guy is like the crew member that I guess goes up there with you. And if you look when they first start, he kind of like jumps on top of the guy's shoulders. Here we go. All right, so everything's going good. Everything's going good. Now watch this move that this, I guess, assistant does. I guess he has to be up there to control, maybe.
I've never seen any double tandem like that before.
You're right, Jay. You probably have more beach time than any of us.
Get a lot of
Hold on, add it up together. Meaning, now the majority of it's surfing, but while you're surfing, you see stuff like this all the time. Like, you see people laying out on the beach, you see people fishing, you see people, paragliding, you see people with the hand gliders, you see it all.
Yep.
You see deep sea fish, you see it all. So this isn't something that would be that out of the ordinary.
And we've watched these things together for the last 20 years, and I can't ever recall. So remember the one last year where that social media girl unclipped herself, and it was so horrible to see?
Yeah.
So we've been looking at these forever. Never seen a tandem takeoff.
Now watch the guy. He's already kicking his legs, kind of be on like to
What?
be, like
Is he
when
gonna
you
ride his shoulders?
like Jay, if not in today's world, but like when you were young. How old were you when you first met Candle? 28.
I was 31.
Okay, 31. So Jay 31, Candle. She's what, 5 years younger than you are?
10, 11. She was 21.
So okay, Candle 21, Jay 31.
Yep.
And you guys are going to a concert.
Yep.
It wouldn't necessarily been uncommon for you to hike her up on your shoulders because she's a little thing anyway, and for her to get her better view, especially if you guys were up there in the front row and it was general admission. And I did it when I was a kid. Now
everyone's done it.
In today's world, sorry, I can't. I can't do it.
No, it hurts my neck.
Exactly, but. It looks like this little guy here, this assistant, kind of hikes him up on this guy's shoulders.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm going to just back it up a little bit, and you can see him make this move. Watch the assistant, the guy in the back, hike him up on. See how he kind of.
Oh my God! He puts him in like a triangle.
Yeah, so he kind of gets on top of the of the 71-year-old Australian businessman's shoulders, and maybe that's where he rides so that he can control the balloon or what have you. Well, in doing that, you can see the rope break. Watch. Right there. Something breaks. And then I can't play the rest. But now the bad thing about it is that if they were out there in this darker, deeper water, but this is, and Jazz, again, you can navigate.
It's pretty shallow.
You can
navigate
navigate
there's waves.
Optically, where the deep end and the shallow end is. You can tell this is all sandy. Probably 2 foot, 3 foot deep max.
Maybe 4.
And so that's where I can't play it anymore. That's where this guy lands right here. And, completely, I think it killed him instantaneously.
So, can you show the very, very beginning again? Because I don't even...
No, I don't have it
I think the first guy, Bubba, was even designed to go on... I think he was just there to try to get air in the parachute.
Yeah, I should have dropped off.
And let him go.
Yeah.
And I think what he found himself is, oh my God, I'm 30 feet above it. And then he does like a chokehold of the guy beneath him and squirts him out.
I think, here's what I think. I think you're exactly right. I can't play it and I don't have it.
Okay.
I took it down. But listen, here's what I think happens, Jay. I think you're exactly right. I think the guy initially is supposed to add resistance and get the balloon all fluffed up and then let go. And I think maybe perhaps he got somehow tethered into it and it took him with. And so at that point, that's when he kind of
saves himself,
manipulated his body to go on top of the guy's shoulders. But he was in the way this usually works is that he doesn't go with, but somehow he got,
it looked like he got swept up at the beginning.
Yeah. And in saving himself, getting on the guy's shoulders, that might have, in some way, shape, or form, I don't think it would be a weight. It could be a weight issue because there's a lot of resistance there, right? I mean, there's a ton of resistance.
Well, think if he doesn't have any harness and he's just holding by his hands because he was holding, like he was going to help him take off, and then he's up 30 feet. Your survival instinct takes over. What are you going to do? I'm going to get on top of the guy with the harness.
Yeah. Well, anyway, when we return, Lummy, I feel for you. Airbnbs have turned into, and here's the problem: if they were arresting people, if they were arresting people for destroying other people's Airbnbs, here's what I don't understand: if somebody did this to your car or did this to any other thing that you potentially might own, they would certainly get in trouble. But these people that rent these Airbnbs have these big parties in them. They virtually walk. Lummy had the most horrible experience with an Airbnb situation, and the city of Tampa refused to prosecute.
Yes,
and cops didn't do anything. And there was how many? They had rented it for 3.
Yeah. I think ended up 2, and it ended up being 18. I think 18.
Yeah. So on.
But did Airbnb do anything?
No.
What?
No.
Yeah,
and how much did I'm going to get into this next, so I don't want to go too far down the line, but how much did, after it was all said and done, what was it, $4,000?
Oh no. 17,000.
What?
Yes.
Yeah.
17,000.
And you know who did it?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
The chick told
the cops came.
Yeah.
What?
I was there all night.
Oh my
Lummy
God.
sees it on camera. Lummy goes there, tells them they got to break it up. They tell Lummy to basically go get effed. And so Lummy calls the cops, shows the cops, here's my Airbnb receipt. There's supposed to be 2 people in here. There's 18. There's people now that are in the attic. They're up in the attic.
Well, they were hiding from the cops.
The cops come and they got hold on. And not only were they in the attic, Jay, they had guns.
What?
They had guns. And guess what the TPD did?
Nada? Oh my God.
No,
like with Bella and like with you and like with everybody.
The chick said that's why he's got insurance.
Yeah, the chick told the cops, hey man, that's why the owner has insurance, so that when we come in here and go wilding, we we signed up for 2 and we got 18 and with guns and everything. I got a story next. This might be as bad as what they did to your place.
Huh.
But I mean, the cops, until you're putting these people in jail and you prosecuting attorneys are prosecuting these people, it seems like most of it's caught on camera. It would be an absolute no-brainer. But the pacification and the softness and the I got to tell you, one of the biggest problems we have isn't necessarily Republicans and Democrats. One of the biggest problems we have in America is our prosecutors are not. There's no checks and balances to your state prosecutor. He or she is God, and there's very little recourse you have to get any type of opinion or appeal or anything. It's like they play God. I mean, a lot of people, Jay, don't realize how powerful these people are.
I as a lawyer, I always knew they were, but I didn't really realize it until COVID. I saw how powerful a police chief is, a sheriff is, and how really important the prosecutor is, because we saw all these prosecutors, these George Soros prosecutors around the nation, whether it was Gascon in L.A. or the guy in Pennsylvania, Philly, or the guy that's in Chicago, all of them that don't prosecute violent crimes that they just call nonviolent. And when you take someone's purse forcibly and it's less than $1,000, no big deal in California.
I'll even one up you, and I'm not trying to get too political here, but what they did to Andrew Warren.
I agree.
I mean, God.
Selective prosecution is a huge problem.
Politics
and prosecutors
is so dirty.
Yeah,
oh my
more
God.
people need to pay attention to local politics, because that's what's happening with the Democrat Socialist Party.
Yeah.
And there's nothing Democrat about it, but the Socialist Party around the nation is winning with these local elections.
Oh, I got
They start with the dog catcher.
I got a couple of these Democratic Socialists as they are now championing and beating their chests that they're now going to be in Congress. And these people are absolutely insane. There's only going to be about 5 or 6 of them.
They hate America.
And you can look at it 2 different ways. Okay, there's going to be 5 or 6 of these Democratic Socialists in Congress, and they're pretty much going to get laughed at because their own Democratic Party is going to distance themselves from how weird they are, because it's not anything to do with anything that's resemblance of any type of political party, whether it's Republican or Democrat. The Democrats want nothing to do with these whack jobs.
But you know what the problem is? They still believe the same things that the whack jobs believe, and then the whack jobs make people like AOC, who's a whack job, look normal. And she's not normal. The stuff that she believes is not normal.
I think we need a new political affiliation called whack job.
That would be it.
Yeah, I would. Hey, I'd have more respect for them if they just stop trying to hide behind for some, cute monikers, the Democratic Socialists, and just say, "Hey, I'm a whack job. I'm whacked and woke. Vote for me."
Mission accomplished. Another segment filled. More of the Bubba the Love Sponge Show after this.
Bubba, there's on button bar 3. 3i in yellow. Loving the vacuum.
Got it. And it's clean.
Yes. Hello. Good morning. Bubba Love Sponge Show. Okay. Okay. All right. You want to hold during break? Very well. I'll ask. Morning, Cable Dog. Woody Joe. Up and goes Steve, 94 months. Good morning, Uncle Rocky.
I think we figured out why you're so good in trial, Bubba. You have the same skill set I do from decades of being in radio. Knowing what everyone, you're paying attention to what everyone's going to say at any given instant. Very few people have to do that. It's a skill set.
I think it's just on your feetness.
305. What's up, our guy Kelly? Organic King, good morning.
We got some callers.
We have one that, oh, there's not. Line one, I was talking about what you were talking about with the UNJ, about the prosecutors.
Did you ever find that bunny?
Yeah, I sent it to your messenger.
Did Jelly Roll?
Yes.
I think I got it. Did I get it?
It's the
Is this? That's not the football status, is it?
Yahoo one.
This one?
Yeah, because it has his video in there too. Morning, Bubba the Last One Show. Morning. That's it? Good morning, Iggy. Hope you're having a great day. Great morning. You too. Bye-bye. That must be nice, trash guy. What a way to do it.
Did I get this story here, Lummy?
We begin tonight
yeah,
with breaking news here. A man shot and killed by ICE. His car at one point going in.
Yeah.
Yeah, the ABC one. Morning, we got it. Mike from Mass. Good morning.
Oh, Lummy?
Yes, sir.
Right. Game day,
Yep.
Volkswagen, get a box, and Morgan
All right.
for Macho.
All right.
There's a version of you that was sharper, stronger, and more present. You remember him. Low testosterone doesn't announce itself. It just quietly takes things from you. Your energy, your focus, your drive. Until one day you notice they're gone. Game Day Men's Health and Destin gets it. Real medical professionals who take men's health seriously. Treat the whole picture. Low ET, ED, weight, hormones, sleep, and get results. They'll have you running hard, clean, and without apology. With the throttle back in your hands where it belongs. Go to GameDayMen'sHealth.com/Destin. Legends don't tap out. They get back on the bike.
Now for a word of caution.
We now return to the Bubba the Love Sponge Show.
Did you hear it?
Oh, yeah.
813-902-8222. 813-90-BUBBA. Not that I go to them a lot, but sometimes I'll go to the phone lines or not. I don't even have PayPal open today. I could have got a PayPal Willie. No, I did not. Nope. No problem. Hi, who's this? Go ahead.
Hey, Bubba.
So Jay mentioned that he can't believe how far left, like with the socialism that some of these people are electing. And I have a theory, man. I think they're trying to get as many socialists into office as possible so that it makes the AOCs and the Pocahontas, Liz Warrens, and people like that to look somewhat normal, so they can say, well, yeah, but at least we're not socialists. At least we're middle of the road, and they are not.
Well, I think you might be right. I really do, but I don't know that if there's necessarily an assertive effort to do that. I think by natural selection that's happening, it makes AOC, and everybody else look less radical and less whack job when you put these full-blown whack jobs in there. But I mean, you got to understand, you got to have 51 in order to have a Senate majority, 51. And then in order to have a House majority, what do you got to have, like 218
or more? It's more depending on how many. I think it's 435 total.
No, I think it's 5.
Yeah, it's like 220.
I think
it's 435, I believe.
No, I think you're wrong.
It's not 5.
Hey, Alexa, how many U.S. congressmen and women are there?
There are 535 voting members in Congress,
535.
with 4
that,
vacancies in the House.
How
How about that? I got you again, bud.
You did. I was off by 100.
Yeah.
But no, that's including Senate. Hold on a second.
No,
hold on a second.
All right, maybe hold on.
Hold on.
Hold on, maybe I'm wrong. Hey, Alexa.
Take 100 out of there.
How many U.S. congressmen? Oh, so there. Never mind. Never mind.
I figured that one out.
So there's 430.
435.
Minus or add 100
senators.
That puts you at 530 or 5. Let's call it 540 all in. Senate and House. That means Jay's correct. With the House portion of it, it's like 440. 438.
It's 435.
Yeah, 435. There you go. Jay, I was trying to jump on it. I thought for sure.
I know.
Damn it. Anyway, sir, I mean, I don't think...
We were both right, Bubba.
Yeah, indirectly. But here's the deal, sir. I mean, there's 6 to 8 of them now. That's a long, long, long road to haul. And I think that America is going to get hip on what's going on. And I think people don't start getting involved and start maybe sometimes going to the polls on elections they may sit out on because, Americans for the most part are lazy. I think this democratic socialism movement will get otherwise, African-American and white and Hispanic people that normally won't go to the poll. I think they're going to go to the polls now and vote for somebody other than these weirdos, just because I think these weirdos are really, really... I think the one thing these weirdos are going to do is maybe make otherwise people that may not go to the polls go to the polls. I don't know.
I think it's going to make... It's going to be motivating for, I think, Republicans. And I think the problem is, if you remember way back to like 2010-ish with the Tea Party movement, they made everybody seem like they were crazy right-wing Tea Party guys, teabaggers. Remember, it was such a derogatory phrase for someone who is a conservative. And there was only a handful of people that made in because they marginalized them. Even Republicans marginalized them. No one is marginalizing the Democratic Socialist Party within the Democrat Party. No one is saying that these politicians have policies that are bad. They're just saying, oh, it's a big tent party, and these are charismatic young people, and we need young people, and it's a local issue, and we'll just let Maynards do what Maynards do if they want to vote for a Nazi who beats women allegedly, or if you want a guy that's going to take away your property rights because socialists don't believe in individual property rights. That's absolutely nuts. And so where's the Democrat, like, Harry Ford, the guy on Fox, what is it? The Five. He was a congressman in the 90s and early 2000s, Harold Ford, for, I believe, Tennessee, a Democrat. He's one of the few people that will speak with some common sense and say, these policies are not what I believe in. I believe in capitalism. I believe in a free market. I do believe in a social safety net, not like these guys believe in. Where are the blue dog Democrats? Where are those people that were still like, there used to be pro-life Democrats. There were people that were middle of the road Democrats. And I have this debate with all my surfing buddies out in Mexico because half of them are super liberal, super woke California guys. And Pity and I say all the time, there's 80% of everything we agree on. There's 10% of people that are nuts on both sides. And if we just talk about what we agree on, then most people like you and I, Bubba, can talk to a liberal and we could probably come to an agreement on abortion, on gun rights. If it's a reasonable person, it's not hard.
Yeah, I agree. Anyway, buddy, anything else?
Yeah, one more thing, Bubba. You mentioned yesterday that you were tired of Trump just toying with Iran and like, man, we ought to turn that place into a parking lot. The issue with that is 75 to like 80% of their population wants to return to a secular freedom of religion nation. The only issue is their population is not armed. They can't go against the 10 to 15% that wants to remain Muslim, Islamic, whatever. And so the remaining 80% of the nation, you'd be hurting the people that actually want the change, but they can't do anything because they have no way to fight back.
Then they need to get the hell out of there because we're coming. That's what I would be. If I was a president, I'd be like, you know what? For all you 80% people that don't believe in the regime and the way that they've governed for 50 plus years, get the hell out of there. I'm sorry. Sometimes life ain't fair, but I'm fixing to make this place a parking lot. You need, fair
you know what,
warning.
though? He's right about is like a big difference is we have the Constitution and we have the Second Amendment.
And they don't.
And one of the reasons that we have the ability to say and do what we want is the government would be very hard for this government to take over these citizens. When you have 300 million citizens and a billion guns.
Right.
It's going to be very difficult to try to take over the government, to take over citizens here.
Sir, that's a really good point, my friend. It really is. It's kind of the first time I've heard that, but I buy into it and I believe you. I think that probably is a major issue as to why we can't really press the gas more.
Yep, and then what he's saying is, the people that are in control, the 15%, is the Iranian Revolutionary Guard, the IRG. You hear him talk about all the time. That's the military.
Yeah. Go ahead, get out in the street and protest. And now they're saying there's like 40 some odd thousand that have been killed by the IRGC. Go ahead, hit the streets, and you'll be killed too. Like
they already did that before the war, and how did it end up?
Yeah.
40,000 people got killed.
Yeah. Anyway, sir, I appreciate your call. Thank you. Got to move on. Here's the Airbnb footage I was talking about, and this really hits home because this very same thing, less the fireworks, happened to Lummi.
And this is not a setup. This is real.
No, this is real. And so it says a group of scholars destroy an Airbnb with leftover fireworks. Unreal. And so these people here are renting this place on an Airbnb type deal, much like what happened to Lummi.
Yep.
And they just don't care about other people's property. Being respectful of other people's property, leaving the place. You don't have to leave it cleaner than you got it because
I do.
No. I always do, and most good people do. But even if you're just not necessarily that good of a person and you don't bag up the trash and you don't, wipe the counters down and you don't strip the beds and you don't, take the little duster and kind of dust around like all of us people that try to be good guests do. Well, I'm sure you probably get a cross section of people that rent your Airbnb that are absolutely perfect. They abide. They abide by the rules. They don't damage anything. They potentially leave it as clean as they got it.
I had a military guy that came in because when they do that military thing downtown Tampa,
right?
I didn't even know he stayed there. I watched him on camera. He always took his shoes off before he went in. You could tell he just went straight to the bedroom. He made his bed when he left. Everything was like almost like he never stayed there.
And that's what, probably 80% of good Americans do. They're like, man, I'm fortunate and I'm grateful enough to have gotten probably saved $300-400 and I would have just a regular hotel room. But then you got these assholes who are this new generation of entitlement where I'm not afraid of the police. I don't respect the police. I don't respect other people's property. I live in my own little bubble and I answer to myself. And I've never been held accountable. This is somebody's Airbnb. Watch this.
What the fuck?
Spray paint on the walls.
This shit wild, bro.
Okay. Bro, what are you talking about?
Oh my God, that's marble.
Yeah, that's marble. Let me just pause it. That's either Corian or marble. Oh, no, that's
That's like a slab of it could be
granite,
a granite or quartzite.
And
or anything.
This looks like a really
natural,
nice Airbnb, hardwood floors, crown molding on, for the trim. Looks like to be white Corian or white granite, and this is what they've done to it. And when something like, listen to this, it was Lummy's Airbnb experience was so bad that when he got there, Lummy told him he's calling the cops. A bunch of them went up in the attic, and when the cops were there, they fell through the ceiling with guns.
Well, they found the guns,
and no one got arrested.
Nobody.
Well, one got arrested because of they had an outstanding warrant.
Okay.
And then the other one got arrested because he was involved in the theft of the watch and was hiding out. But I mean, he was later released. Now I found
none of them, Jay, got arrested for what they did to Lummy's property.
Correct. Yeah,
they got arrested because one had an outstanding warrant and one was involved in a watch theft. None of which took place on the property of Lummy's house. Lummy, though, has $17,000 of damage they've done, and none of them got charged for any of that. Didn't have to make restitution.
Nope.
Nothing. And the state attorneys are like, man, what was the official state attorney's excuse as to why they didn't proceed?
There wasn't anything. They had nothing to prosecute on.
Yeah.
That's
Meanwhile, Lummy Scott, his living room ceiling is completely caved out. I should say, they completely trashed the place. $17,000 worth of damage, and
it was pretty much.
So as we're talking, this is Rashida Tlaib, and she is a congresswoman that will take office in January.
She already is in office.
She's already in
one
office.
of the original squad who used to be called a progressive. Now she's calling herself a DSA.
Yeah, now she's a Democratic Socialist.
You watch how many people turn over.
And
I think she's Michigan, right?
I can't even play because she says, listen, in the first 2 seconds, she says, listen, mother uckers. And she says the real word. And then she now lays out her political ideology and what she is spewing in Congress. And this is, again, Lummy, you said she represented a district in Detroit. I mean, I'm sorry, Michigan.
Yeah.
We ain't going anywhere.
Nice shawl.
Political structures that I have to work in, that we all are surrounded by, was built on slavery and genocide and rape and oppression.
Really? So the Constitution of the United States of America that you are elected to defend and to regulate and to, make your district and constituents live according to those rules.
You took an oath to protect and preserve, even a step further, Bubba.
Yeah. I want to rewind it again. Here we go.
Political structures that I have to work in, that we all are surrounded by, was built on slavery and
No, it was built on the Bill of Rights and the Constitution of the United States of America, and nowhere in that document or documents that you have sworn to taken an oath to does the word slavery or genocide or rape or oppression exist. Those are your interpretations of what you think has happened.
Genocide and rape and oppression. Real change doesn't come from the cowards and warmongers in Congress. It comes from the streets. It comes from all of us mobilizing and seizing the power to resist and fight back. Gaza is the compass in this country.
What? You heard what she just said?
Yes, I'm going to play it again.
What?
I'm going to play it again to get you even madder, bud. This show might not be good for your mentals going back to work full hot. I mean,
I'm gonna get shot out of the cannon like Danny.
I'm gonna get who's your main girl? Your main girl that handles who's your main girl?
Melanie.
Melanie. I'm gonna get a call from Melanie today and be like, Bubba, Jay came to work today mad as hell. I gotta scale back his time, bud.
Right back. Gaza is the compass in this country.
Wow, look at that. There's delegates.
They know. Yeah, I think that's her area. Those are the people she represents.
Her constituents.
Yeah, that's the district of those are the constituents that live within her district.
Now we're in Congress, and we're every corner of the United States.
And so, hold on, it gets worse. Minnesota has gotten so bad that the police now say that they're Somalians first before they're America. We came to this country as refugees. Now we're hired and we work for our own people. And so this guy here is obviously I don't know if he's the sheriff or he's a spokesperson for the sheriff's department, but he's obviously at the minimum a deputy sheriff. Now, I don't think as a deputy sheriff having to report to like a sergeant that reports to a lieutenant, that reports to a captain, that reports to a major, that reports to an undersheriff, that reports to the sheriff, maybe throw a corporal in there as well. I don't know if you can make these type of statements without potentially getting your ass fired by the sheriff. So this guy is in Minneapolis. He's representing himself as a lawman, which obviously he is, and he can't even speak American or English.
American. He can't speak American.
He can't speak American. He can't speak English. He speaks Somalia.
markaan haddaan askarnahay Soomaaliyeed ininka ayna shaqeynaa habeenii maalinba ininka ayna taaganahay.
Day and night we stand for you. So let me go ahead and interpret it for you. As Somalian police officers, we work for you, Somalians.
markaan haddaan askarnahay Soomaaliyeed ininka ayna shaqeynaa habeenii maalinba ininka ayna
Day and night we stand for you and we serve you.
taaganahay fahanteen horta sida ogtihiinba
And as you know, we came to this country as refugees.
wadankan anaga qaxootiyan imaanay askar Soomaaliya.
There were no Somalian police officers.
ma jiri jirin marka hadda anaga markii nala haygareeyay waxay noqotay inaan dadkeena
It means we are working for our own people, Somalians.
u shaqeyno dadkii dhaqankii ma fahmaynaa.
We understand the culture, we understand the language, we understand the way of life.
qadii ma fahmaynaa culture-kii ma fahmaynaa marka qofka kale mataqaanaa
That's why we are different from foreigners or white officers.
Foreigners?
nibiga abadaanka iyo anaga waa kala duwanahay because qofkii gaabkii waxa
we help bridge the gap.
that bridge-kaas ma fahantay marka insha Allah.
So thank you again.
waa mahadsantiin again ogaada.
And know this, every Somalian police officer,
askari kasta oo Soomaaliya dalka
whether you're in the homeland or abroad, works for you, the Somalians.
dabadaba ininku inii shaqeeyaa habeenkii markaa hurudaan.
When you are asleep at night, when you're arresting, we are the ones protecting you.
iyo markaa mataqaanaa achieftaanba ininka inii taaganahay oo markaan haddaan askarnahay.
Why wouldn't you, sir, as a Somalian police officer, protect and serve everybody of the area of Minneapolis or surrounding areas? Why do we have to make this a Somalian versus American deal? Why do we have to even make it that? Why can't you, yes, protect, of course, Somalians who have legally entered into the area that you are, your jurisdiction, but also, protect, Hispanics and Latins and white people and black people? Why do we got to make this a Somalian deal? Man, if I was Bubba Trump, I would double down on my ICE efforts in Minneapolis, and I would be talking to the sheriff, being like, "Did you see what your guy said on there, talking Somalian and everything?"
Yeah, it looks like the sheriff is a pussy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he had to walk back statements too on anything against the Somalians in Minnesota.
So the sheriff, rather than to say, man, this guy's an outlier, This is not how necessarily I want my officers to act, meaning like to sliver out a subsection of people that they may be part of and make sure that they know that they're there protecting them, that I want all my sworn police officers, whether you're white, black, or Somalian, to treat every law-abiding citizen in my jurisdiction the same. And we are very much interested in getting people that break the law regardless of your ethnicity. Yeah, right, Jay? I mean, like that would be the, and if that means if you're a white guy and we need to bust you, so be it. If you're a Somalian and we need to bust you, so be it.
Exactly.
Let me, is this it right here?
Well, this is just an example. This is the sheriff. So he started targeting or saying that there was a group of East African kids, or there's groups in Minnesota that were committing more crime, and people lost their minds.
All right, now this seems to be a Somalian woman that's speaking in the native Somalian tongue at a press conference in Minneapolis, and the chief of police, which what I would say would probably be a different agency than the sheriff guy. The sheriff obviously represents the county of which Minneapolis is in, and then Minneapolis city proper is, that police department is, ran by this guy. Now, what's this chick saying? Do we know?
This chick is pretty much going back and apologizing for his comments. For
the sheriff's comments?
For the sheriff? No, for the chief of police who talked out about the sheriff and about the Somalians committing more crime.
This chief of police kind of called out the guy like we did.
But then had to walk back his statements.
But then some Somalian bitch calls him out, and he's got to sit there at the press conference shoulder to shoulder while she speaks Somalian about how much of a piece of shiz you are?
Yeah, well, he's also saying, I'm sorry for making those comments. He's resigned.
This guy resigned?
Yeah.
Just for saying listen, I don't know how the sheriff runs their deal, but I as the chief of police for the Minneapolis Metropolitan am not going to allow my officers to either stick up or not stick up for a subsection of people. We're all Minneapolisans. I don't even know what a Minneapolis person. We all are residents of Minneapolis. We see no creed or color. We enforce the law, uniformly and fairly across the board.
Yep, everything you just said will get you fired.
Can you believe that?
No.
Everything I just said would get me fired. If I'm not sucking Somalian D, I'm gonna get fired.
Well, it looks like the reason he resigned, and this is where it gets even more crazier. The mayor said that he was there was a scandal over an investigation that he was at, and that he had to resign over it.
Can you look up just what's the percentage of the Minneapolis population that's Somalian?
Yes.
I just looked up something, Bubba, because I thought I remembered it. Do you know how difficult it is to swim from Somalia here? You have to be flown here.
Yeah.
So the United States government did this. In 1992, we did this. You know how we have the temporary protected status of the Haitians that the United States Supreme Court just said Trump has the right to revoke all the Haitians that were in Springfield, Ohio. Well, remember he was talking about they're eating cats and dogs and all that stuff?
Right.
Okay. So that was a law created in 1980. In 1992, we started bringing in hundreds of thousands of Somalis. They all relocated to Minnesota, and now we have a community of Somalis that control the politics,
much like the
government,
much like outside of Detroit, they have a huge Muslim contingency.
Which is, I have no problem with people that assimilate, and I don't have a problem with Somalis that assimilate. But what they've done is they've taken over local government, police agencies, prosecutorial agencies, and you see the alleged corruption between a lot of these fraudsters and Ilhan Omar's office. They have direct communications between some of these people that have been prosecuted for millions of dollars of fraud in Minnesota, and they don't even prosecute the politicians involved in it.
1% of the population of Minnesota.
1%
controls the state.
What's up, Ross Adang? How you doing, buddy?
But your
dad Steve's the best.
It's the largest.
1%
population
of
in America.
Minneapolis. no, you're saying 1% of America or 1%?
No, 1% of Minnesota, which makes it the largest in America.
annagana waa isku baahannahay
cashaan oo ka mid ah odayaasha community-ga Soomaaliyeed iyo waalidiinta magaaladan degan ilmana ku koriyay.
The Somali community here in Minneapolis has been welcoming and has shown love towards me, and I appreciate it. Over the last 3 years, we have been working together to try and address some of the real serious problems that we have in our community. We have to be honest at times with the problems that we're having in our community, and we need our community to help us fix those problems together because it's real and it's serious. At the same time, if people have taken anything that I have said out of context in a way that's caused harm, I apologize and I'm sorry for that because that's not my intention at all.
And by the way, he got fired. Right?
Yes. Good luck, Minnesota.
When we come back, man, it's a little embarrassing. But yes. But here's the difference. When you make love to a vacuum cleaner, you cannot make love to a vacuum cleaner in broad daylight. When I made love to a vacuum cleaner in my 7th, 8th, and 9th grade years, like 1979, 1980, when I made love to a vacuum cleaner, I would use a vacuum cleaner to achieve orgasm. It was in the privacy of my father's garage, and I had it conveniently, strategically positioned where my dad had these two windows. You could see the west side and like the north side of anybody approaching. There was two doors to my dad's garage, and I'd positioned the vacuum cleaner when I was making love to it, so that nobody could roll up on me, and of course I never got caught. And in fact, had I not been so transparent in my radio career dating back to circa 1998, I would have nobody would ever knew that I used to use a vacuum cleaner to achieve orgasm. And no, I told on myself, but rest assured that nobody ever saw it. I would have been just mortified had somebody rolled up on me with my wiener inside of the tube. But a guy from, I think, was he visiting Orlando in a Disney? I think it was a Disney park, wasn't it?
I believe so. Yeah, the Orlando.
Yeah, I got that story next. A guy was in Orlando, kid, and I making love in broad daylight to a vacuum cleaner. And not only, am I going to cover the story, here it is. Man found guilty of vacuum cleaner sex.
Florida man, like they all.
Yeah,
Every headline.
And then my girl, Martha Segursti, whatever the hell her name is.
Yeah.
The hottest looking 55-year-old with 3 kids I've ever seen in my entire life. She covers the story. But then don't forget that, Manson back in the day had a parody song about it as well. So I might actually bump in with the parody. Mach, I can control it from right here. I got a story, and you guys are going to think that I am absolutely the sickest son of a bitch in the world. All right. So, yeah. Now, I just need to formatically have you guys help me out here. Do we navigate this one where we play the Orlando story and then we play my love in the vacuum cleaner, or do we play mine first and go into that?
I think we play yours first.
I agree.
Okay. So we'll come out with Mach, if you just want to build it right in and so it fires, go ahead if you want. And if not, I can fire it, either or.
I got you.
But we're going to come out with, I'm 30 years ahead of this game.
Exactly.
The only thing is, please know that, my sickness, pervertedness, depravity, if you will, was when I was in, 7th and 8th grade. Just, at that point, masturbation becomes a major way of life as a kid, a young man. I don't want to say a child. But, the minute that us young boys discover our penis and that our penis can give us pleasure and it's not just there to pee and urinate, and that our penis actually has a purpose, and that if you fiddle around with it enough, you get this unbelievable feeling all over your entire body and something comes out. And you're like, oh, my God. And then once you do that the first time, no pun intended, you're literally addicted to it. You're addicted to masturbation.
For the rest of your life.
You masturbate in the shower. Now, things slow down as you get to be our age, and you hope that you can get you don't have to masturbate all the time. You can substitute that with real interaction for whatever turns you on, as long as it's above 18. You hope that you can get real stuff, so to speak. But, in the down times that you don't have a relationship going and you can't get to real stuff, what do we always revert back to? That good old masturbation. It's there for you. I happen to be able to find a shortcut in masturbation in 1979 with my dad's broken down shop vac. Now, had it been a shop vac that was not broken and didn't have much suction left on it, I would have probably hurt myself. Because, I have a nice shop vac in my shop, and if you got a nice, 3 or 5 horsepower Craftsman shop vac, it would suck your wiener right off.
Yeah,
it would hurt you.
You get a degloving injury.
You would hurt yourself. But my dad's broken down, hoopty ass shop vac, and my dad, there was probably no less than 2 or 3 times that we had a let's clean out the garage Saturday, and my dad was it was green. Man, that your mom's old green vacuum cleaner, why do we even keep that thing around? Because my dad had a new one at that time. Why do we even keep that around? Let's throw that away. That thing ain't worth nothing. For it? But Dad, when you have me pick up your lead shavings, this one doesn't seem to break the lead down as much.
Don't get rid of Farrah. The vacuum.
Yeah, don't get rid of Rhonda. Or don't get rid of Veronica the vacuum.
Exactly.
And he's like, all right, just put it in the corner, roll the cord up. If I trip over that, see, I would. Sometimes I was using Veronica, and then after Veronica made me, have a party, I'd just be spent, and I'd just throw the hose down, and and so my dad would go out the next day, and he'd trip over it, and he'd be like, God damn it, who was messing with this fat? And so. We're cleaning one particular Saturday. We're cleaning out the garage. He's like, I tell you one thing. I'm tired of tripping over that damn green vacuum. That thing sucks anyway. No pun. It doesn't even work. I'm like, Dad, it does work. I use it on stuff. I didn't tell him I use it on my penis. He's like, so I can't remember. There's nothing. He's like, just as long as I'm not tripping over the goddamn cord all the time. Every time I go back in that corner, because I had a little corner kind of cubby hold out, where I could sit down on this stool and and be positioned so that I could see everybody coming from the east and everybody coming from the north or whatever the hell.
What was your average time?
Like 5 minutes.
Oh, 5 minutes?
Yeah.
That's a long time, dude.
Well, you really sometimes you pull it out, and I want to kind of extend my party a little bit.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
Trying to make yourself last.
So then I'm going into 9th grade, and
you're doing this all the way through 9th grade.
Yeah, well, you can't get any real stuff. So I kind of stopped doing it, not as much, because I kind of, found some porn. I found a couple hustlers, and so I would do it. I would masturbate in my bedroom. And so one day my dad, I think I had football practice or something, and my dad cleaned out the garage without me, and he threw it away.
Oh.
And I swear to God, I've never admitted this on the air, but I will. Well, we had those old school garbage trucks that had, they dump it in the back, and then the back end would open up, and then it would Cookie Monster it. And I actually followed the garbage truck around and asked him if I could get something out. He's like, once we dump your garbage and the big arm comes down, and then he goes, that whatever you're looking for, son, it's at the very front of my truck, and I can't get it out at this point. Is it something really that valuable? Is it a bike? I was like, no.
Veronica.
Well, what is it? I go, it's nothing. It's just something my dad didn't mean to throw it away, but it's really not a big deal. He's like, well, what is it, son? I might be able to. I'm like,
Are you serious?
Oh, yeah, I swear.
You actually did that?
Yeah,
were you a little depressed afterwards?
I was hoping that I caught him before he'd actually, because they dump 5 or 6 houses before they would do the mechanism, before their bottom hopper was full, and they had to scoop it into the main hopper. And I was hoping that I caught him before he'd scooped it into the main hopper. Well, he scooped it into the main hopper.
Oh man!
And me and Veronica broke up.
You're listening to the Bubba the Love Sponge Show.
If you want 24/7 on-demand Bubba and the crew, go to BubbaArmyHQ.com. The Bubba the Love Sponge Show will be back after this.
God, that was funny. I've heard part of that story before, but not chasing the garbage truck down. That's the best of all.
If I had caught him about 5 minutes earlier, I may have been able to get Veronica, but...
I sent you, I sent you a picture. Is that Veronica?
I'll show you.
Look like?
It's probably like the old school Hoover.
It's Eureka.
Oh.
Very similar, but,
wow.
but hold on.
With that kind of metal tube?
No, hold on. Very, very similar on me, but except this part here was round.
Oh.
But it was green, and it was just like this. But this, so if you can find like a
Eureka. That's like what happens at the end. You go, Eureka!
And see, you gotta understand, Jay, I would detach it. Like I didn't have this big long, I detached it right there.
You were right at the tube.
See that right there? That's the part that you put down on the carpet.
Yeah.
And then here's the tube that goes size of that tube.
Yeah.
So there's also a detachment here for like if you were doing your car floorboards or something like that. So yeah.
Get rid of the extender.
So I had it right here. I just go to town on myself.
Morning, New York, Greg. That's hilarious.
Let's see if I can find it.
What up, Grouper Lips? Right back at you, buddy. I bet you they have one at that. There's a vacuum store that's been on Kennedy forever.
I think it's
I should go in there and see if I can find one.
It's
just
still
there, State Vacuum.
It just
shut. It did.
Yeah. It actually closed for COVID, I think.
And then then
it was open.
I think they might tear it down soon, the whole building, because of the road extension or the road.
Because they have that stupid like monkey in front of it that's always been there forever.
Is the original Outback on Henderson still open?
I don't think so. I think
that was the original Outback.
I believe that one changed.
All at the Bubba Army now returns.
So you don't have any new pictures?
Turns.
I'm looking for that.
State Vacuum is still open.
Return.
It is.
It opened back up?
We can see if we can find Veronica and have a reconnection.
No, I get real stuff now. I get real stuff now.
Pepper Jaspy, good morning. What up, we totted? Good morning.
Good 2000 series.
Good morning, JK, Johnny K, Steel Slinger. Internet Fred, good morning. Uncle Rucky.
Internet Fred.
What's up, everybody there? J-Law, Bronco, Black Guy in Cali, how's everybody doing? Snizuki Slayer, Pippi Short Stroker. Good to see everybody.
I found it, Lummy.
Oh, you found it?
J Motors Head. It's Channel Island with the Florida flag in the middle of it. It's hard to find it still. It's an old hat that I have. I have multiple still that I have new ones in the closet. Iggy. What up, buddy? Jeff Coy Kendall. 3886. Good morning. Morning from Brooksville. Brandon Foster. Thank you. I appreciate it. Jeff Rierson. Philly's hot again. We were there just a week ago. Hot as balls. It's the official term for what I felt. Hot as balls. That's funny. Yeah, Dan doesn't. I don't think I have a chat for Rumble, J-Law Bronco. It is a scientific term. Term of art.
Bubba the Love Sponge Show.
In Florida. What's up, Mitch? I don't look at it that much. I'll take a look. Thank you, Jeff Coy Kendall. He is. Jersey Shore, I'm covering for him.
I got you.
I mean, this is what it was like.
I have not Napa Mike, but I'll definitely take
There
a
it
look
is,
at what he
Jay.
likes
There
to
it
do,
is.
Jack. Oh my goodness.
Veronica was pretty.
Veronica.
Veronica was green, though. She wasn't blue. She was green.
But it stood up like that, like
But
a
it was
canister?
it was identical.
It is.
I'm here for the sponge.
Mate, it's all about mate. It's got to be Bubba. I laugh so hard. Bubba the Love Sponge. Ow!
The Bubba the Love Sponge Show.
I got a story, and you guys are going to think that I am absolutely the sickest son of a bitch in the world.
No, we already know that.
Let me tell you something. My father had this old-time vacuum in the garage. Okay, and I was like in middle school, and I just discovered masturbation. You turn it on first, and then you put it on your unit. Okay, and then your unit would get rigid. This involves a vacuum in my penis. A vacuum.
Bubba's outside with his pants down. Shot back between his knees.
That was the best.
Vacuum hose is nice and round. Penis loves to feel the breeze.
Very little.
Gonna grease that vacuum up.
My penis.
Suction's good and tight. The best thing about a Hoover, baby, it got no teeth to bite. Loving a vacuum cleaner. Bubba gets off to that vacuum sound. Loving a vacuum cleaner. Sucking it up before it hits the ground. In that vacuum cleaner. Gotta make his penis grow.
Very little.
Sucks that goo from your wiener. Gobbles up the overflow. He kinda hopes it gets stuck. Suction feels so fine.
That was the best.
Vacuum cleaner won't gag on a seat. It just goes in the bag. Loving a vacuum cleaner. Bubba gets off to that vacuum sound. Loving a vacuum cleaner. Sucking it up before it hits the ground.
My dad had this vacuum cleaner, and this hose was just conveniently about the size of what my penis would be when it got, right into the where the dust got contained, and it was the best. I burned motor up.
Can you imagine if you would have got caught doing that?
I had to go look outside the window, make sure nobody was coming. Got addicted to it. Every day after school, I'd run home because there was like a half an hour period.
You were in love with the vacuum cleaner.
Loving a vacuum cleaner. Sucking it up before it hits the ground.
You turn it on first, and then you put it on your unit. And like move it up back and forth a little bit.
Loving a vacuum cleaner. Sucking it up before it hits the ground.
I burned motor up. That was the best. Vacuum.
Loving a vacuum cleaner. Sucking it up before it hits the ground.
Man, that was so old that Cowhead was there. Jesus.
So like 97?
Yeah, like 96, 7, maybe 8. I think I fired him in 99, brought in Atlee. So less this thing being blue, this was identical to what my dad had, what I'm putting on screen right now. And what I would do is it detached right here from the wand that would, go on the floor, hardwood or carpet, and then it detached right here in case you wanted to use use the handheld part for your floor mats or cobwebs and whatever. And that is absolutely identical to what I used, less the fact that this was green and not blue.
That's some serious machinery there, right, Bubba?
But here's the thing.
You were taking that whole thing to a whole new level. That's
Jay.
some serious stuff right
Here's
there.
the thing. My dad had used it for years. It originally started out as my mom's. Brand new. The life of this particular vacuum cleaner started out as my mom's, probably back in 69, 70. And then my dad ended up, this was actually kind of cumbersome to roll throughout the house and stuff like that. Then my dad finally got my mom an upright deal that was all one, deal.
Those were revolutionary.
Yes. So she got that. And my dad was like, I'll just take this one into the garage, to use to whatever, just clean cars. Or he used it mostly to when he was filing lead as he was doing body work, he would completely empty this vacuum cleaner out. It didn't have a filter in it. So they took the filter out, and then he would make sure there was no dirt in it, and then he would suck up lead shavings and then take the lead shavings back to the foundry place and have them melted back into lead sticks.
That's even scarier, man. You got lead poisoning in the tip of your pee-pee.
Maybe.
Oh, man.
Maybe.
Oh, my goodness.
Maybe. So after, like, you know, my dad probably had it for 5, maybe 6 years using it out in the shop. Well, it started, you know, the motor and whatever, it just wasn't as powerful as it used to be. And because it was on its last leg and not very powerful is why it worked on my penis. And so it just had just enough suction where it could just pick up a little bit of dirt, but it could certainly get you where you needed to be penis-wise. So that's, and that's, this story's not even germane or relevant had there not been a story today from Orlando.
A Seminole County man is accused of having sexual performances with a vacuum cleaner in public at a resort. Now he is locked up. According to investigators, video shows Kevin Westerhold roaming the halls of Windsor Hills Resort in Kissimmee.
Yeah, I stayed in my dad's garage, and I did not want to get caught. It seemed like this guy was roaming the halls of a resort.
Of an Airbnb, it looks like.
Of an Airbnb with a vacuum cleaner attached to his penis.
Without any clothes on and engaging in a sexual act with the device. Further investigation revealed another incident reported by his HOA. That report details a similar performance with that.
Jay, for nearly 60, is she not amazing?
Oh, beautiful.
I think didn't she have triplets one time, Lummy?
Yes.
Vacuum in the street. Deputies say
so here's the actual report. A Florida man
with a vacuum ad next to it.
Yeah, yeah. Right, well, that might be maybe what he was using.
Whoa.
A Florida man was found guilty today for having sex with a vacuum cleaner outside of a home in a gated garden in a gated resort community near Disney World. Kevin Westerholt, age 51, entered a no contest plea for indecent exposure in connection with the incident earlier this year at the Windsor Hills Resort in Kissimmee. Following plea negotiations with prosecution, Westerhold was sentenced this morning to 12 months probation, a fine of $231 in order to undergo a psychosexual evaluation within the next month. Westerhold, seen at the right, was originally charged with a felony, but the court was subsequently reduced when the count was subsequently reduced when he was named in a misdemeanor criminal information, blah, 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 blah. Does it talk about,
it's down there.
According to police reports, a witness provided investigators a witness with photos and video showing Westerhold pleasuring himself with a vacuum in broad daylight.
Oh.
Another witness told and spotted Westerhold, who was naked from the waist down, consorting with an appliance outside a 4-bedroom property owned by a female relative.
Consorting? Who wrote that?
The detective provided this play-by-play. He continued to penetrate the handheld section of the vacuum before using it to, now I'm just reading this verbatim from the police report, so if this is, indecent or
anatomical not, and this is anatomical.
Yeah, using it to suction his testicles for further, now see, I always tried to keep my testicles out of the deal.
Yeah, it feels like it would hurt.
Yeah, I always was very mindful as to where my testicle placement was at all times. I did not want to suck it up, so to speak. My testicles. Anyway, using it to suction his testicles for further sexual gratification. The cop added that 2 witnesses advised that the suspect was obviously committed these acts for his sexual pleasure, as he visibly reacted to the stimulus as he was becoming more engaged in sexual acts. So I think that means, he was like, like that kind of deal. In addition to the vacuum episode, cops say that Westerhold engaged in other illicit acts at a second vacation property. Neighbors told police that Westerhold was seen on multiple occasions walking around the property entirely nude, wearing socks only, or just a tank top. The witnesses have gave cops doorbell video footage that recorded Westerhold naked in a shared hallway and masturbating. He lives with his wife, a nurse, in Oviedo, about 35 miles away from where this happened.
You think his wife left him, or?
I don't know.
I think he's got like a bunch of like weird searches for vacuums.
I
What's
don't.
his internet look like?
Yeah, I don't know. And where did he get the idea? You know,
maybe you used to listen to the show.
Well, I mean, we were at one time very much a rating juggernaut in Tampa.
In greater Central Florida, from East Coast to West Coast.
I mean, I just don't think a person thinks of that unless he's been told. Yesterday, you gave me, Lummy, a report about these flock cameras.
Yes.
Now, it has a very extensive. It doesn't have much of a. Oh, I guess it does have a video. In our municipality,
Every camera.
Here we go. I guess it pretty much lays it out.
Sure,
Right?
that video should lay it all
Now,
out.
is this a thing?
Yeah, no, people are going around cutting them down. You can kind of see it. I've talked to Macho about it.
They're in Florida?
Mitch DeMarc has talked about it. Yeah, they're all. You can look up where they're at. There's a couple down the street from us here.
Really?
Yeah, and they
now does this? See if you can maybe Google flock cameras near us or flock.
Oh yeah,
cameras
there's a whole website you could look them up and what people are saying is
now
what they're doing is they're building the database on where we drive, how we drive.
Now supposedly these flock cameras read your license plate.
Correct.
And then they make a profile of you and your comings and goings based on your license plate number. And so, like, your file isn't necessarily your face, or it's your license plate and where so they build your file according to where your license plate gets tracked. To me, that's very much something the ACLU should, like, that's
100%.
That's something that's way beyond.
I sent you the map.
There's 225 in Tampa, including Brandon.
Yeah, you can look up where they're at.
I just looked at the map. It's scary.
And so, Jay, they absolutely...
The violation of Fourth Amendment.
I would think that it would be, absolutely. Oh, my God, let me just send me the map. Here's the map. Here we go.
Yeah, I just looked at it.
Boom.
It's crazy.
Look at that. So you could zoom in and around us, Jay, and see
So
everyone.
I looked at the
if
Florida
you
one
zoom in here, it looks like our entire area is completely covered with and...
Those are the ones I'm looking at, too, right there.
So, like,
Go up a little higher. Yep. Look at Tampa's all over. It's like middle of Gandy Bridge, both sides of the bridges, the sides of all the bridges. As soon as you go...
So you got the Howard Franklin coming and going. So they got you here and here. It looks like, they got you coming off the Courtney Campbell.
You can't get across the bridge without being caught on camera.
No. And so if you would try to go up here to Oldsmar,
caught.
They got you there. Let me see. Where are we at here? Okay.
Go back down a little lower, and you'll go down to the Tampa Peninsula a little lower, right down there. Exactly. There's the three bridges going into Tampa.
Yeah, right there. And then if we look at, I'm not going to pinpoint necessarily where Jay lives, but we do know where Jay lives. He lives like in somewhere in the. Hold on.
Right downtown.
Jay, hold on. Jay lives. Hold on. Follow my mom. Jay lives somewhere in this area right here.
There's only about 200 of them.
I covered Brandon, Tampa, Town and Country, Temple Terrace, Carrollwood. Wow. And so let me, these are absolutely where these flock cameras are. And are they ran by the state?
Oh, they're saying the police departments are the ones that are building the databases.
Now look at this whole area. What is? Oh, this is all
my university.
High crime. So it looks like the higher and the little more ghetto the area is, the more they have. So because if you let's look at my old island.
In Ybor City,
Tierra Verde.
Yeah.
So my old island that I used to live on was let me see, right here.
So they
look, Jay,
you can't get in and out.
No, but look, there's none.
Yeah.
I lived literally on this island right here.
Yep.
So boom, I went this way, and then when I got on 275, I went. So look at you.
You could make it there without them knowing.
Yeah. Yeah. Fabrizi probably shot them all down.
Yeah, I guess people are going around and cutting them down too now.
Yeah. So, but you look, okay, so all this is super rich area, right?
Yep.
All that, they only got 4. And then, all this whole coast on me, like they don't have, look at this. This is a super rich area. None. Look. So it's based on, the affluency or the affluentness, I should say, I don't know what would say, of the area. So here's the story. I had a story. Did I miss it here? There it is. Here it is. Is this the flock camera?
Yes.
Yeah, here we go. No, sorry.
Stamped photo. Flock license plate readers take a time-stamped photo of every vehicle that passes every camera. Police can search your historical travel information for 30 days.
This creates a searchable database of everyone, not just the suspects of crime.
Security researcher Ben Jordan.
And it's like if you were to build a graph of that sheet, and plot it to a map.
So it sounds like, Jay, they can type in your license plate number, and then that'll give them a complete history in the last 30 days of everywhere you've taken that vehicle.
And that's where you can ask AI to do something. Exactly. It used to take a human being to go back and look at all the things, and now you can just look up the thing and say, look up this license plate and tell me how many. What's been the
look at 6-9er, 4-9er, 6-9er, 1-9er. Boom.
The travel for the last 30 days. What are the travel patterns?
It's as if you've had a GPS on your car for an entire month.
By your own publications, 700,000 crimes a year are solved with Flock.
Flock Safety Chief Communications Officer Josh Thomas.
Reported crimes in America, yeah. So there's a lot more that probably are being helped that aren't being reported. But yes, we have about 700,000 crimes that we are aware of that are being solved in part with evidence that's derived from.
Now, Jay, do they cover their ass because it's public? It's a public venue, but still, it's a very slippery Fourth Amendment slope, is it not?
It is a huge slippery slope. I wasn't aware of it until this very moment, but I've known that there's been police cameras that just pay attention. I didn't know they recorded it and they kept it. I've been told forever they don't.
Yeah,
Flock safety device.
In order for that historical data to be of investigative value, you have to track every car for 30 days.
Again, I would challenge you on the word track. Tracking the whole of your movements is very different than knowing that you passed by one specific camera, 24 specific cameras. Those are different things.
No,
and then the examples of tracking that vehicle.
Now they're wordsmithing.
It's just splitting hairs. That's complete crap.
You're completely right.
From location to location to location.
But Flock's own webinars talk about its license plate reader's ability to track vehicles and people.
Here's the thing. You just can't do nothing nowadays.
Nope.
If you want to know how bad this Flock camera situation is, just watch the first 24 seconds of this video. Flock says its cameras don't track people. Its own training videos say otherwise. I watched this, my mouth literally dropped within 24 seconds.
Let me see if you can find this video if they got it.
Okay. I'll play a little bit more for you, but just this...
Or maybe this guy's going to play it for us.
This part is wild. Pay very close attention to when he says... This is a police department, and these are all the other agencies and departments that it's sharing its information with.
Pedestrians as well, it says.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's mind-blowing. It's literally crazy. Watch this.
In Boulder, Colorado, inside a small coffee shop.
The brighter areas are where the really high density of flock cameras are.
Will Freeman runs the largest police camera tracking system in the nation.
If you click on any of these police departments, it'll show you who they're sharing with. So the lines going outward are...
What? Oh. So you click on those cameras and it shows where and who they're sharing this data with.
I sent you another story where the Flock got it wrong and they were investigating this lady.
Insane.
And they had all her where she was driving for 30 days.
That can access their data directly.
A huge violation of your personal freedoms.
The app shows where the cameras are and which way they're pointed. How many cameras have you mapped?
88,970 cameras at the moment.
Why did you want to do this?
The main reason is to...
All right, so you sent me...
Is there like a story about a lady that was getting investigated, and they showed her like where her driving was for the last 30 days, and they were pretty much saying that she was guilty.
But she wasn't.
No.
We have cameras everywhere in that town. You can't get a breath of fresh air in or out without us knowing.
Chrisana Elzer learned the power of Flock firsthand.
You were in town from 11:52 until 12:09. Exactly. Like I said, Nothing gets in or out of the town without us knowing.
When a
So
Colorado
scary.
police officer showed up at her door holding flock snapshots of her truck.
And here's when you left at 12:09. That's when you left town.
To get.
No, to stop at Ridge Trail
Wait a minute.
and take a package. Well, there's no shushing. I don't need to be.
I need to know where this is.
The first thing he pulled out on the body cam is that flock picture, the clear photograph of your car.
But here's your vehicle in the neighborhood many, many times, apparently casing houses, because you just can't drive through for work or visit other businesses. You can only be casing houses.
It is her. It is 100%. It is locked in. There is zero doubt. I wouldn't have come here unless I was 100% sure. 100%. It is certain. It is on video.
Can I say asshole?
Now,
What an asshole.
Do they only have her driving through the neighborhood? They don't actually have her.
No, they don't have her
committing the
taking it.
crime.
So they all they do is they just have her traffic pattern, which
And this was like a porch pirate thing, I believe.
right,
Yes, yeah.
right, yes. So, but because she drove through the neighborhood consistently for 30 days, and she's probably one of only a very few vehicles that take that same route every day, because she's probably using some shortcut to go to work or visiting some friends. That's a pretty big leap of faith that you're going to put her as a porch pirate just because she travels through that neighborhood for 30 straight days.
Yes.
I mean, Jay, I promise you, when you go to work, you probably travel through the same way every time.
Every single day. It's called your path to work.
Obviously welcome to go to court.
Chrisana was charged with stealing a package, but it wasn't her. The porch pirate was somebody else.
Multiple times you tried to show him your video evidence. He didn't want to see it.
No, even when I called him back, he said, that's not my job.
You looked at the time of a crime. You saw my vehicle entering in the flock.
No, what I did was I did an investigation.
You called my wife a liar. You saying this is fact.
I have video evidence. I don't know what you want me to say.
The charges were dropped after Chrisana spent weeks trying to get the police chief to look at her evidence. Time-stamped video from her truck and a neighbor's doorbell camera showing she wasn't at the scene of the crime.
What does it say about where we are that you feel you have to have more?
I mean, Jay,
you shouldn't have to prove it. They have to. You're innocent until proven guilty. What
not
is this,
anymore.
like burden shifting?
Yeah. But here's the deal.
What?
It's like, how about for the African American or Hispanic or even poor white guy that doesn't have the resources to say, I have video footage as well, and so how many innocent people are being hemmed up on a flock camera gimmick?
A lot.
Now, granted, it's probably caught some bad guys, and there is some good to it, but there's also some, margin of error.
I guarantee you're right.
Yeah.
Cameras than the police have in order to make sure you can prove yourself innocent.
It sounds like it flipped the script to you're guilty until you prove yourself.
Exactly what Jay just said 32 seconds ago.
Innocent.
Without a flock camera, that detective would not have been at her door. By his own admission, he pulled out the flock picture of her car. Do you want to apologize to Chrisana Elzer for what happened to her?
For the police misusing the tools? I don't think that I have to apologize.
He wasn't charged with a crime. He wasn't, other than being reprimanded for his attitude.
Sure. No, but I would tell you that, should I apologize for somebody misusing a tool? I don't think so.
Flock Safety Chief Communications Officer Josh Thomas.
What a squid.
Who's watching the watchers in these cases?
This guy needs to get some ass.
Well, the city council, the city owns the data, so city council would have the appropriate responsibility in that case. Our point of view has always been that it is not Flock's job to police the way police do their work.
I know, but you're giving the police access to information that's protected by the Fourth Amendment. We all have a right to privacy. We have a right to privacy in the way we walk on the public streets. You can't create a grid of cameras that now eliminate your ability to be free.
And that asshole's making money
unbelievable.
off of us.
What's that?
That asshole's making money off of us.
That's unbelievable.
Yes.
A lot.
I can't stand it.
This is pretty much the timeline of how it's grown.
I need to find some sort of a class action against these assholes. This is terrible. You want to talk about lawyers? You don't need lawyers. Here's where you need lawyers.
So this is the map of the United States of how Flock has grown
in 2 years.
Okay, yeah. We should know about this.
Yeah, and why should we just have to stumble upon it? Like we're just now finding about this.
Are you kidding me?
I mean, eventually, Lummy, it's going to be. Let's see if I go to my last deal right there. I mean,
the whole country's going to be blue.
The entire.
Well, look at Florida.
It's almost all blue. What's up, Rick? Governor DeSantis? What's up, Ron?
Yeah.
What's up, man? I thought this was freedom-loving Florida. What is up with all the politicians in the state of Florida that aren't doing crap about flock?
Regardless of your political affiliation.
Something.
Let me, what's this?
Well, that's because Jay was saying about a cast. So this person, I guess, started talking out about flock cameras, and
they sent him a cease and desist.
Correct.
Let me send this to them. And tell them to get a hold of Diaco Law.
Write your politician.
And specifically, Mr. Flock, get a hold of J. Diaco, Joseph Diaco, head partner and main owner of Diaco Law. He'd like to have a word with you.
What I'd like to say is for everyone listening to this, write your senator, write your congressperson, write your local, your county commissioner.
Governor.
You want to know the people that allow this crap? It's the same people that are running with the Democrat Socialist Society. That is who's running this country, and it's this kind of crap that they don't believe you have a right to, like, freedom. They don't even have ownership of property, let alone freedom of movement, a right to own a gun, a right to defend yourself. This is
a right to get an abortion.
Horseshiz.
I have received a cease and desist from flock cameras, and they said if I make any more posts telling my fans to put fuck flock stickers on camera, then I will get pursued with legal action, and I can't make any more false or fake news posts pertaining to Peter Thiel. Or more so, whoever their CEO is. I don't know who that dick is. They said no more fucking talking bad about shareholders either. Guys, I told you to not.
This guy would have been taken far more credible, Lummy, had he not used the language.
Exactly.
Put fuck flocks.
Okay.
He's also recommending that you deface the cameras by covering them, which we're not saying that.
No.
I'm saying is contact your local government, your state government, your federal government. As citizens of the United States of a democracy, we should demand better than this. This is horseshiz.
Look at that.
Ron DeSantis, where are you? Where are you, Trump? Where are you, conservatives?
Look at that.
In the whole nation.
Look at
where
that.
are you? Do something about this.
Even my boys up in
2 years, it went from no cameras to 88,000. Come on.
Even my boys up in Indiana, let me look at that.
Oh yeah, they're wow. What state? What city's that?
ACLU.
I think this is terrible.
NAACP. Where are you people? Do you see where these cameras are?
Indianapolis.
Look where they are.
Yeah. You know where they are? They're in the African American communities. Is where they are.
300 million is what they've made.
Look at Chicago.
Jesus.
Look at Chicago. Look at Minneapolis.
Does anyone else get as angry as me about this?
Look at Detroit. Look at Cleveland. Look at New York City.
Go to D.C. I bet it's completely covered.
Oh, yeah, right here. If you look at D.C., right here, boom.
Yeah.
Completely covered. It's almost, isn't it? I mean, Jay, is it kind of racial profiling a little bit?
If I'm just looking at it initially, I would say that I would be suspicious and would want to investigate where they're placed and what's the purpose of where they're placed, because it certainly does look like it has that type of a tone to it.
Yeah, Phil does. So when we return, another ICE shooting, which may not necessarily be an unwarranted shooting. Seems like the people that the ICE are trying to track down are really, really, a little bit more apt to make a cop have to shoot them. I believe in ICE. I think that we need to continue ICE operations. I think the problems if we have these sanctuary cities and all the bad guys flock to these sanctuary cities, and you got guys like, mayors like Brandon Johnson that, have basically given their police officers, various directives to not incarcerate or hold and to, people of illegal immigration status out. And then these illegal immigrants are going out and killing people, slashing girls that are on Charlotte transit buses' throats. The girl, there's the girl in Chicago that got shot in Grant Park. Like, it's a problem. And the more that these ICE, these bad guys, now there's a lot of great illegal immigrants that, there's probably 90%, 95% of illegal immigrants, they work that job that a white guy or a black guy won't work. They're just unbelievable hard workers. They abide by the law. And those are the poor people that have been shipped out and not given a second chance. And then all the thugs, they're given a pass. And that's the problem in itself. We'll get that next.
If you love that segment, then check out BubbaArmyHQ.com and do a deep dive on past shows. The Bubba the Love Sponge Show will be right back.
Good morning, Bubba the Sponge Show. Okay, hold on, let's see you come back after break, all right? Oh, he just went out to piss. Yeah. Oh, well, all right, hold on. Good morning, Bubba the Sponge Show. Yeah. Yeah. That's a good question. Hold on. Yeah, if you want to hold for during the break, and then I'll tell Bubba. All right. Good morning, Bubba the Sponge Show. It's in the middle of the night normally. Yeah. Yeah, it's usually in the night. Yeah, exactly. Will do. All right, thanks. Thank you. Good morning, Bubba the Sponge Show. Oh, this is Lummy. Hey, how's it going?
Perfect.
Yeah, I think I saw that one. But you want to hold on, and I'll try to pull the story up while you're telling it. Yeah, I think I saw that one. So I'll try to pull it up.
Which channel?
Just hold on 1 second. All right.
Yeah.
I were involved.
All the calls are full hot and want to talk to Ask Jay questions about the flock camera or talk about the flock camera.
Oh, damn, Jay, the phone lines are fucking jammed.
Yeah.
Flock camera Willie.
Three would have held. They're blowing up about it. They want to ask Jay some questions.
Say it, flock camera Willie.
Flock camera Willie. Good caper. Yeah, they got quite a bit. Well, a couple of them have questions for you about their rights.
Yes, I just looked it up, and it looks like there's, and I'm not, everything I just said is actually what's being pursued. Multiple high-profile lawsuits, civil rights challenges.
So it looks like
Fourth Amendment.
They saw them at night, and they picked the areas where they say the crime is a little higher, and then also for HOA, they can put them anywhere they want HOA. Monitor that.
That's such bullshit.
People in chat are saying that Google does it with your phone, but don't they have to get a warrant to get that information?
Well, there's a big lawsuit in Texas right now because of OnStar and various apps that track you, and they're selling your information to insurance companies that are using it to adjust your premium. And it tells you
so it's like
throttle, acceleration, brake, GPS position, whether you're texting, who you were texting, when you were texting. Craziest shit you've ever seen.
How does OnStar know who you're texting?
It's different platforms. OnStar's one of the defendants. Okay. GM was one, but there's a couple of other ones as well.
That's crazy.
It is nuts. It's usually those apps that if you have a GM and they give you your app that's like, oh, you want to know what your tire pressure is? Just keep this app on.
Well, they have the OnStar.
Yeah, it's like OnStar. What is it? So it tracks everything you're doing.
Yeah, I have the My Chevy and then OnStar app.
So if you have it on when you're driving, it's tracking you and it's selling your information. So your insurance is being adjusted by it.
They started that, 10 years ago when you could install that little thing to get a discount.
Exactly. When people would voluntarily put the progressive one in.
Let me use. Did Baker Mayfield get hurt?
I don't think she was just golfing.
Oh.
So it shouldn't have been. They showed him like at a couple of golf tournaments the last 2 days. I think he was just talking.
Building profanity delay, please stand by. Per FCC regulations, this program is on a 40-second delay.
Shield your home with storm-resistant siding from Morgan Exteriors. Take advantage of our special this month. Get 20% off your project plus free installation. Choose from high-performance vinyl or fiber cement siding, built to stand up to Florida's toughest storms, heat, and humidity. Don't wait. Schedule your free consultation today to lock in savings. Visit MorganExteriorsInc.com now. That's MorganExteriorsInc.com. Morgan Exteriors, protecting Florida homes for over 30 years.
Striving to reach new lows every day. It's Bubba the Love Sponge. Back to the Bubba the Love Sponge Show.
Phone lines blowed up. 813-902-8222. 813-90-BUBBA. Everybody wants to talk to Jay, the lawyer, about this flock camera situation. Hello, go ahead. You're on the air.
Good morning, Bubba. It's NorCal Mark.
What's up, bud?
Hey, I'm just calling to see if what are the legal parameters if I start ripping the flock cameras down in my neighborhood?
You'll be convicted for destruction of property.
Yeah.
So, unfortunately, that's one of those things. That's why this guy's in trouble, saying to just put a sticker over the camera can get you in trouble.
Yeah. Here's what I would do is I'd wear like a mask and have no identifying markers on myself at all and walk there and take a baseball bat to it. Make believe, of course. And then, if you're going to do something, just try to be a little bit smart about it.
Except they're going to be cameras that got you on the way in and out. Good luck. Good luck doing that.
Unless you airdrop yourself, unless you parachute in, they're not going to get you. I mean, you're
what
done.
About this? What about if we get all the Bubba Army to pick a day in like a year from now? We all pick one camera and rip them all
No
down.
call to action for the Army. Nope.
No. We're not. In fact, the Bubba Army is completely opposite, with lawyer in hand, as I have counsel here. We're
it's
saying,
a fan group.
Hey, it's Bubba the Love Sponge, and we're not encouraging you to touch anybody's property, especially the flock camera deal.
Nope.
Do not touch their property. It's private. They own it. We don't. Just be mindful of where they are, period.
But you can certainly write, email, show up at your local county.
That's how you get something done.
You find out where it's done, why it's being done. I'm seeing articles where local homeowners associations are just doing it because they are allowed to do it. That's a little different than public streets.
That's the way you do it.
There's all kinds of class actions in different states. California has class actions. Virginia, they've tried to test the legality of the Fourth Amendment violation, and even there they said not yet, but it's very close. And so I think, in my opinion, in my legal opinion, it violates your Fourth Amendment when they maintain the make, model, last visit, number of times you've been somewhere in 30 days, identifying characteristics of your vehicle like roof racks, bumper stickers, license plate surrounds. That is a violation of my First Amendment right. And by the way, Fourth Amendment rights. And then by the way, what if someone else is driving my car? It doesn't prove anything. Doesn't prove I went anywhere.
Somebody just made a comment on chat saying you need to get a Vogue phone number. They have Ask Gary. We need Ask Jay.
There you go.
800 Ask Jay. Or so you need to have an Ask Jay gimmick.
I like it.
I'm just saying. Me too. I do too. Hello.
Hey, Bubba.
Yes, sir.
Hey, I just talked to Lemmy a couple minutes ago. You ought to Google Plymouth, Minnesota traffic camera mishap.
I love you. I love you to death, my friend. But I know you got me on speaker, and I hate that. The quality is so hard to hear.
That ain't better.
Yeah, it's a lot
always.
Better. Yeah.
Sorry about that. There was a flock camera mishap. They called it a license plate reader camera in Plymouth, Minnesota, here a couple days ago. They registered a Range Rover that was stolen, and it wasn't. It was just a husband and wife on his way to doing whatever, and they surrounded him at gunpoint and pulled him out of the vehicle. Didn't pull him out; he came out of the vehicle. But
let me look
at
the news up here. Plymouth, Minnesota. Okay, I got the story. Thank you for the heads up, buddy. I'll definitely look into it.
Looks like the ACLU's on it too.
Good. Then
looks like they got over.
They're powerful, aren't they, Jay? I mean, they are very powerful.
520,000 so far in lobbying to the politicians.
You're on the air. Go ahead.
So good luck.
Hey, Bubba, how's it going, man?
Good, sir. Go ahead, bud.
These flock cameras, that's how they're busting all the drug traffickers on the highways, too. They literally have a company that has an algorithm that police stations subscribe to, that when they're in their territory, they pick suspicious vehicles, suspicious quick trips.
So now they got software that's handing them off to the local municipality or the cops, saying, "Okay, listen, you got a suspicious black Tahoe that's traveled from Phoenix, Arizona, now approaching I-10 in Florida."
Wow.
Meanwhile, it could be just a guy that lives in Jacksonville that visited his grandma in Phoenix.
Right.
And just went home the same day.
Right. Well, I don't know if we went home the same day, but
they pull you. Here's how they get you too. They pull you over for following too close or not proper lane change or something super simple, and they pull you out with the dog and they get you.
Yeah, man. Thank you for your insight.
That's crazy. Not surprising, but absolutely crazy. Our personal freedoms are going to the wayside with the advent of these little things we have in our hand called cell phones. And that is what Big Brother is. And when people stop paying attention to their privacies in the interest of convenience, and my family's guilty of it, drives me crazy. My wife is so private, but everything with her phone is for the convenience stuff. So everything tracks her.
Yeah.
And she doesn't care. I care. Nothing tracks me on my phone, and yet it still does.
Hello, obviously. You're on the air. Go ahead.
Hey, guys. How you doing this morning? Real quick about them flock cameras. Is it a crime if I'm driving down I-94 or I-95 and I physically write down everybody's license plate and the make model that I'm driving with, and then I take a video of that, and then I email it to the police and say, guys, this is the traffic I saw this morning. Is that a crime?
I don't necessarily think it's a crime. I don't. I mean, it's.
Well,
I think the systemic.
I'm totally against it, by the way. Totally against what they're doing with the flock cameras.
Well, see, they're doing it with a private camera.
You have no right to privacy in public.
Well, see,
you have no right to privacy in public.
All right, be quiet. Jay's trying to answer you, dumbass.
So,
Jesus.
You know, we don't have a right to privacy in public, but we do have a right to the government not maintaining information that would normally otherwise be private, like our travel habits. And if the only way they can get your travel habits is by having a private company like Flock track your car in a way which would require a search warrant. That would normally require a search warrant. For me to track you in your car, even if it's in public area, I can't just go put a tracker up under your bumper. I can't just go follow you. You have to get a search warrant from a judge with probable cause.
And this is like a way. This is a workaround that. Is what it is.
This is now a private company are they technically doing anything illegally? Well, the federal government couldn't do it. The local government couldn't do it. You can't store people's information like this. And so it's the storage of the information. Remember the whole big FISA thing? We found out like they had these data centers that keep all of our communications, and people are like, oh, no, that's not true. Yeah, it is. And it's a violation of our Fourth Amendment right, and the federal government does it without regard. They don't care.
It not only is it the gathering of the information, but it's the algorithm or the software that potentially will then turn that data, group it all together, and hand deliver it to an agency.
Right, make it actionable.
Right. Hello, go ahead. You're on the air.
Hey, Bubba, you don't have protection anymore, do you?
No, I don't. But you know.
Okay, I just didn't know if you did.
You're Fred from Detroit.
Okay. Well, I work for a major billboard company, and we use
So for the billboards that we sell, there's like where you have impression numbers. So they give you impression numbers per week as people travel to go down a certain route or whatnot. And then so we have a company that basically does I don't know if they use Flock, but they use a whole bunch of geofencing technology with not only cameras to denote how many cars go down a specific road, but then they also geotrack it through what's on your cell phone. And
I was getting ready to say, if you weren't going to bring up the camera aspect of just counting the cars, I bet you they have a cell phone reader as to how many cell phones are going by that particular billboard, and maybe you might be able to tell me yes or no. Again, you're Fred from Detroit. Is your company privy, or the company that collects the data privy to potentially what that cell phone may be listening to?
Yes. Yes.
Wow. And is it possible?
We track by demographics, by profession, it's crazy. When I first heard about it, I was sort of freaked out about it because I'm like, how do they get this data? Where do they get it from? And the amount of information they have, and that we can basically really do a deep dive into persons.
So with regards, you guys can go to, let's say Fox 13, which is the television station here in Tampa, and they want to buy some Fox 13, 6 o'clock news, billboards. And so your company can tell them not only how many just really, really vaguely impressions, meaning how many vehicles travel by there on a day and the hours that it's most traveled. But then they're saying that they have data that say, okay, within the, 100,000 people that travel through here, 62% are male. The demographics are this, between 25 and 72. And then if their cell phone would it be happen to, streaming, Spotify, Apple, Florida Man Radio, Bubba Army HQ, does your company even get that information as to what people are listening to?
Well, I'm not sure what people are listening to, but we do a deep dive into all sorts of demographics, and so you're 100%. Accurate.
Do you guys sell real estate to the companies like Flock, because you have these billboards all over the place? Do you guys sell the real estate to Flock or other companies where now they can use that billboard to put a camera?
Right.
Now that I don't know about. I'm not privy to that information. I don't want to speculate,
but think about this. Let's say you're the CEO of your particular billboard company, and they have already established a tower, because billboards are very industrial built. They have to be built according to wind code and hurricane code.
And they're on thoroughfares.
Exactly. And so, maybe just putting a little 5-foot extra tall tower on top of that billboard, or behind that bill, whatever would be. And think about the amount of money you could charge the people that want that placement on that billboard, because like Jay said, it's a major intersection, it's a major thoroughfare. So the billboard company could be double dipping in the fact that not only are we going to sell you billboard space, but we're going to rent out our infrastructure to various camera manufacturers to be able to the Flock camera type deal.
It looks like there was actually a Supreme Court ruling this July 10th, this month.
So hold on, 4 days ago.
Yes, about this. It said, Supreme Court ruling could be bad news for Flock, but won't stop mass surveillance. And it goes through and it says, the Supreme Court ruled in a landmark digital privacy case that could put the wind in the sails of local organizations challenging police deployment of automatic license plate readers. However, those organizations in large cities and small still face both powerful industry and police departments determining to outfit their forces with these latest cameras. The Supreme Court ruled on June 29th that the so-called geofence requests issued by police departments to big tech companies for data from cell phones located within a certain geographical boundary at a specific time code are considered, quote, a search, end quote, under the Fourth Amendment. In other words, cops are supposed to get a warrant from a judge before demanding that a cell phone company or any company turn over the location data attached to any of its users who happen to be present near the scene of a crime, or, as this would be, any alleged flock camera.
Well, good news too is that Flock came out with the drone that they're now selling to the cities.
Oh, nice.
Now they could do it anywhere.
So, buddy, thank you for the insight on the billboard companies. I find the billboard companies fascinating, especially now that billboards don't have to just be the same message. They have like a every 30-second rotation, and you can, instead of selling one billboard, you can put 6 different clients on a rotator gimmick.
And that's what we do, and we even have it down to a science where, like, say you got a restaurant, like you can change your message every hour if you want, and so you got a restaurant that wants to pop up lunch, you can target people for lunch, and then you can change it for dinner. I mean, it's really it's gone way beyond what we used to be with like painting billboards back with regular paint.
You'd send 2 guys up there to have to wrap it with the the automatic wrap that the artwork company did. Now, let me ask you a question: do clients of that particular billboard, do they have the ability to go in and change the message like through a portal, or do they have to call their rep up?
Both. Do both.
So they could do it. I mean, you would want them to probably have some kind of checks and balances so that that they're within regulatory, like they couldn't put any obscenity up there,
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, thank you for your insight. I appreciate you, bud.
Bye.
That's a whole issue. I didn't even realize that,
Think about this, Jay. You're right.
Signs are tracking us.
Yeah, think about this, Jay. You're right. They already have the infrastructure of the billboard built within, Listen, and here's the thing: when they put up when companies put up billboards, they have to comply with hurricane code and wind code and all
it's
types
expensive real estate.
Oh, it's very. And so you jump through all those hoops. You might as well throw some cameras up there, right, Jay, to recoup some of your money on the infrastructure.
Well, think about like the old radio towers. When cell phones came in, they started renting spaces off of radio towers, and that's what they do. So, yeah, I could see that happening with this as well.
Macho Man, on radio towers, didn't the cell phone industry, I wouldn't say save the radio towers, but that was a huge windfall to operators that own their own towers. They would just absolutely clean up with the cell phone industry, didn't they?
It helped them with the financial aspects of it.
Yeah, absolutely. Hello, well, go ahead.
Yeah, I don't know if y'all had this down in Tampa, but up here in Panama City, they created an ordinance where you cannot have nothing impeding your license plate to where the cameras cannot read it all the way down to a license plate frame. They will pull you over and write you a ticket for it.
Yeah, if you even have like Florida Gators or a Florida State Seminole and that plastic little frame that you bought for $10 at the gift shop, it does not impede your decal. It doesn't impede anything that a cop would need to read your license plate, meaning like your decal or your month expired, but just having a decorative plate that doesn't really impede on anything that they need to read. They've made that now illegal in various municipalities because that, I guess, mess up the camera.
Yep. They had a new law that went into effect
thank you,
this
buddy.
year.
1011 Panama City.
And it's state of Florida. And, they have these things that you can put over your license plate that is like a screensaver where you can't see your next door, person on a plane next to you. Because
that's illegal, too.
That's illegal to put over your license plate
now,
to avoid.
I did see something that they're using in Europe, and it could be not true. Like, it could be, not true. But it was like an aerosol, Jay.
Yeah, there's a spray.
Yeah, there's a spray. It was like an aerosol, and it's invisible. It's an invisible aerosol that you spray your license plate with, and it just adds some little coating, so like a reflective coating that it can't get picked up by camera, but it's naked to the human eye.
Yeah, but the way the law is written in Florida, it would include that as well.
Yeah, you'd get in trouble.
But how could a cop prove that you had that aerosol on there?
No, I guess they got to perform an investigation and find out what vehicle it is it's going through without a license plate reader, but then they can just go to the flock cameras and find you.
Yeah, and be like, hey, man, so now, Jay, it'd be like, okay,
I said
you're going to be
can't get them at the toll booth, so let's get them with the flock cameras.
So it looks like, cities are putting in contracts. City of St. Pete has a 5-year, $800,000 flock contract where they're getting these drones and cameras.
We're going to have to talk to Charlie about that.
Oh, I sent you a better one. The second one I sent. The flock alpha.
See, I'm not okay with this,
I'm
man.
not either.
This is crazy, everybody.
And Jay, you need to do this show more because you can get more mad about stuff now.
God.
Hold on here. Introducing Flock Alpha, the fastest DFR drone. By the way, it was good to get a call out of Panama City today.
Yeah,
Florida Man Radio, 1011, Panama City. Gonna go 60 miles an hour. Get range and endurance, 2 miles. The new standard for connectivity. Now, would they be like using these for like, let's say a concert at Raymond James, or like if the World Series would make it to the Trop, or any large gatherings of people, and that they, might not want to not want to put a full-blown, fixed permanent camera, so they put these drones up just to regulate a certain area?
Yeah, but they're also showing that, and then this video will show you, it literally just goes and tracks your cars, too.
It's unbelievable.
15 antennas. 1 parachute for that redneck that's going to shoot it out of the sky. The most powerful camera ever built for DFR. I bet you Ty J would know about all this.
Oh, yeah.
Read license plates from up to 2,000 feet away.
Oh, boy.
DFR stands for Drone as First Responder.
See, Bubba, I can just pick where you're at.
A guy, a cop, or a municipality, or anybody for that matter, could just go to the Walmart, or even during a Bucks game.
Yep.
And just read every license plate that's in the parking lot.
Yeah, it says that I could throw up a drone if you go to a Bucks game, and it can have it to read every single license plate in the parking lot.
From how high? 2,000 feet.
So you won't see it.
So yeah, you won't see it. The only thing that's going to save you on for the Bucks is that's a no-fly zone because it's so close to the airport. But they'd probably get a permit, were they not, Jay? I mean, sure.
They got drones because you see sometimes they actually have drones going around.
Well, that's Fox and all those guys, but they have to get permits. What's it go up, Lummy? It goes up and reads it all, and then comes back to the docking station, and then probably gives,
it gives it out while it's flying over. That's just for charging.
So it's doing real time reading.
Correct.
Okay.
Yep.
This is just to recharge itself.
Yes.
Oh, so it comes in, gets a new battery,
it goes out,
and then goes back out.
Yep.
No boy.
Wow.
And those are going to be in St. Pete here soon.
You said St. Pete just signed an $800 million.
Well, yeah, they have a 5-year, $800,000 contract that they added 25 cameras. Now they're going to 50. And with drones.
Here's the story in Plymouth, Minnesota. Before we go to words, I'm way late.
Can you come out to me, please? Yes. Okay. Is this your car?
It's complicated. Can I explain it?
You can explain it, yes.
I review cars for a living. I fly around the world and review cars. I have a different car every single week.
The reason you have 4 cops here is because your license plate is registered as stolen license plates in our system.
Are you serious?
That's why Flock has been reading it, because it's popping up as a stolen plate. Okay.
Got it. So this was picked up somewhere by Flock. Cameras that read my license plate now twice in the last couple of days, and it picked up and flagged it for the cops. You guys been searching for this car. Unreal.
Can you come out to me, please?
God.
Yes.
It says newly released body cam footage shows a car reviewer doing a test drive in Minnesota was swarmed by Plymouth, Minnesota cops. The confusion coming after a Flock camera marked the Range Rover he was driving as stolen. The technology continues to generate debate over public safety, privacy, and how license plate reader data is collected and used.
And it looks like it wasn't stolen. It Flock messed up.
Right.
Yeah. But when Flock messes up, that doesn't make it any less, cumbersome of having to navigate your way through being pulled over on the side of the road and maybe jailed.
Well,
right?
Your Fourth Amendment rights have been violated. You're now search and seizure. You've now been held against your will, all because a computer system got something wrong.
Right. And the guy that we heard from Flock just said, oh, well, that's the local municipality's problems, not ours.
Right.
He's not part of the solution. He's part of the problem. It's Bubba the Love Sponge.
And it's in my company name. You know, and one of the cars not even owned in my name. It's owned by a company. And then I drive it, and they're like, oh, this car hasn't been driven in 2 months. Pull them over. It must be stolen.
Yeah.
No. Fuck, dude.
Or listen, you say something, that someone doesn't like, and there was a story, I had it in there that cops. There was a cop that was using it to stalk his ex.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I just got a text from a cop, one of my buddies, and he says, don't mention my name, but I wanted you to know that there have been several police officers who've been arrested and fired for aggravated stalking on their exes using flock cameras.
Yeah.
So, because they work for the municipality, they're probably have the ability to pull the footage, They probably have a flock. They probably have, a flock division.
Well, I'm sure it gives, and I'm not saying this in a derogatory, way, but any ham and egger cop that has the ability to get into the system can look at it.
Yeah.
That ain't cool.
He just logs in to the flock,
Yeah.
to the portal that the police station has. And he could just say, well, I'm investigating a burglary that happened,
It's that pre-crime shit. You're right, J-Law Bronco. 100%. That movie with Tom Cruise back in the day, Minority Report, where they had the pre-crimes. Remember that crazy movie? If someone even started thinking about something bad, they'd roll up on you.
Oh, the thought police.
Yes.
I'm glad they don't have that. I'd be in prison.
The one thing I can keep private is what's in my head, mostly.
Nah.
It is all because of 9/11 and the Patriot Act, Napa Mike. That's what everyone started giving up their personal freedoms then. I have every setting on my phone set to privacy, and they still, when I talk about something, it comes up on YouTube within an hour. See, having them near a gun range so that they can pay attention to who's coming and going to the gun range, that is complete horse shit.
That's bullshit.
That's horse shit, man. They're gonna track people going to the strip club and people going to the Jack Shack. And
again, that's guilty before innocent.
That's 100% because you must be going there for a bad reason. Minority Report's exactly right. That's what they did. There was some horrible shit that happened after January 6th, and one of them was Bank of America gave up everyone's bank records who was in D.C. within 48 hours of the Capitol riots, and anyone who had owned a gun or purchased a gun. Like the craziest shit ever. Without search warrants. Bars and liquor stores too, huh, J. La Bronco? You're a smart guy. It's crazy. How about just like at schools? I don't want them knowing when my wife is going and coming from schools. I don't want them. How about church? Are they going to do that now too? Let's see how many times someone goes to church. Donut shops, we'll get the cops there. Just joking.
And what church are you going to?
Just joking, Leo.
And what church are you going to?
Exactly. It's nuts.
But if you look at, like I said, in 2 years they've already up there lobbyists to $532,000.
It's incredible.
They're showing how much money they're spending. I guess California, they got a...
There's a class action in California, and there's some other ones, but I just can't believe.
They've donated to 4 politicians in California's VOCA funds.
I'm sure.
So
there's going to be a huge lobby group for Flock. Get the Flock out of here.
Listen up, freak shows!
He's back. Living proof that a man can live without a brain. Back to Bubba.
Steps Towing, my good friend Todd Stepp. What a good dude. Go to stepstowing.com for all of their services, whether it's a dead battery, a lockout, you're in the ditch. They also have a service where, like, if you've been out drinking too much and you don't want to leave your fancy, nice car, you call them. Steps Towing goes in a flatbed, and they'll put your car on the back of a flatbed, take you home, and unload your car. Nothing's worse than you got a really nice car. Well, probably the only person that would know that would be in this room would be Jay. He's got one of his really badass cars. He feels like maybe he drank a little too much. Although Jay's usually there's a lot of make-believe stuff in this particular story. One of which Jay's never going to be gourded out of his mind where he can't drive home. That's misbelief number one. But let's just say Jay went out, had 3 too many of his tequilas, and felt as if he probably call Pity come get him. But anyway, make a long story short, you could call Steps Towing, Jay, have them load it right on up there.
Now I know that. I would call Steps.
And yeah, so they offer that service as well. Todd Stepp's I've been a friend of Todd Stepp for I don't know how long, since his dad was alive. What a great towing place. They're part of NASCAR. You'll be watching a NASCAR race and you'll see a Steps Towing truck.
Yes.
Hauling in the wrecked car. Love you, Steps Towing. I think 10% off if you tell them when you call dispatch, Bubba Army. They know to give you 10% off right there. Steps Towing, love you guys. Thank you for all that you do. You've been with us for so long. You're so great. Another ICE shooting yesterday. Was it in Maine?
This one was, yes.
Maine.
This was Maine.
Now, I'm not going to preliminarily give you my opinion until I break this down a little bit as to whether it's justified or not. Seems like we haven't had an ICE shooting in a while.
Oh, there was one about a couple days ago in Houston.
Oh, I guess we've become immune to them somewhat.
Well, it's when they're
it's
not
when what?
When they're
Just
shot.
spit it out, Lemmy.
When they
Don't be
shoot
afraid.
the right person.
Oh, so when
it's not the ICE's fault, they don't want to cover it.
We begin tonight with breaking news here. A man shot and killed by ICE, his car at one point going in circles in the street.
So you're saying the media picks and chooses when we get our ICE coverage?
Yes.
Okay.
After he'd been shot, gunshots rattling the neighborhood in Maine. Tonight, authorities say the man was on his way to work when he was shot and killed by ICE agents in Biddeford, Maine. His body seen laying in the street. Multiple gunshots echoing through that neighborhood, his car driving in those slow circles until an officer was able to stop it. A photo showing the windshield of the car riddled with bullets.
I mean, is it going to break down what he did wrong?
It should, yeah.
They don't
Tonight,
even call him
authorities
an
say
illegal
none of-
immigrant. Man shot in Maine.
The agents involved were wearing body cameras tonight. Why one of the agents says he opened fire. Protesters now demanding answers. And late today, Maine Senator Angus King says Homeland Security has told him that the man who was shot and killed was not the target of their operation. Pierre Thomas.
Oh, this is going to be an absolute crap show.
It's David Muir. You know it's going to be
one-sided. I don't know how it's going to be, but that just seems they're already setting us up for it. It's going to be horrible.
Leading us off tonight.
Tonight, growing outrage after ICE agents apparently shot and killed someone who was not the target they were pursuing.
Well, now, hold on. That looks good in headlines. It wasn't necessarily the person they were pursuing. But whether it's me or Jay or his wife or Erica or Lummy or Ashley, we may not be the target of who the cops necessarily are looking for, but if our actions once they're trying to make initial contact with us are ones of aggression or trying to run them over or fleeing or going the wrong way down a road or something like that, even though we were not the initial target when they tried to make a contact with us, our actions warranted lethal power, then there's a fine line there.
Like fleeing the scene with a vehicle?
Like normal people that aren't necessarily here illegally can do stuff that would make the cops shoot you.
How do you think they'd like it if I did that in like one of my cars? If I just tried to bully past them,
they couldn't catch you.
They'd stop me.
They'd have to put the helicopter up to get you, Jay.
The second time in less than a week. The latest shooting just after 7 a.m. this morning in Biddeford, Maine. Video shows first responders surrounding a man who lay motionless in the street. Moments earlier, home cameras capturing the sound of 5 gunshots. Video circulating online shows the man white Kia after the shooting, slowly moving in a circle as an officer runs and tries to open the driver's door. Daniel Boucher says he saw agents pull the driver out.
Put him on the ground, and I heard the young man say, "I tried to stop." Clearly heard him say that. I tried to stop, or I tried to pull over.
Boucher says
this could be bad. I mean, so far it ain't looking so good for ICE. I mean, right? They're positioning it like this guy's innocent.
This agent claimed the man tried to run him over.
I could no longer see any movement, which meant that he had expired. His head was bloodied. His face was bloody. It was awful.
I need to see more. Like, all we see is his car going in circles after they already smoked him. I need to see him lunging at somebody or something to be able to.
I guess his car was he took off in his car.
So he fled
the scene.
He
tried to flee the scene.
Right. He tried to elude police.
Yes.
Awful. I mean, really.
Does that warrant having to get shot, though?
Really bad.
The car's windshield was riddled with bullet holes.
I guess depending how erratic the vehicle's driving. I mean,
if he's trying to run a cop over, right?
What he did, but he didn't deserve to be executed in the street.
Maine Senator Angus King revealing today the man killed was not the target of the operation, but that DHS claims he weaponized his vehicle.
And the question is...
when they say that means you're using your vehicle to try to run over somebody. Now, I'd like to see that footage so I could make my own determination as to whether I think it was that.
What did he do with his vehicle? Were officers threatened? Were the threats rising to the level?
Can I ask you a question?
Yes, sir.
What are these?
What the?
What?
Yeah, what is?
It looks like a ladder that maybe goes up to a fire escape, but are these like wood elk?
Charred hogs or pigs or
wood elk dolls or what?
Yeah, that's
those people up in Maine, man. Look. The governor's backdrop, the most important person in the entire state, his backdrop looks like he's got, I don't even know what it is.
Level that justified deadly force.
King says he was told none of the agents involved were wearing body cameras. DHS says they're still rolling them out to ICE agents across the country. Local immigration advocates are now demanding answers, saying the 26-year-old man from Colombia was authorized to work in the U.S. and was on his way to a job to support his family.
26-year-old.
The shooting comes just...
I think is this the guy right here?
Yes.
6 days after an ICE agent in Houston killed an undocumented immigrant from Mexico.
That's the other guy.
DHS later saying Lorenzo Salgado Ajarujo was not the man ICE was looking for. David, these shootings come as ICE is stepping up enforcement, aiming to make 2,000 arrests per day.
I sent you where a witness said that the guy was using his car to...
So this might be the only thing that we actually have.
I'm looking for a video.
I was driving through the intersection at Hill Street and Pool Street, and as I was approaching, you could see flashing blue lights. And then as I got closer, they were unmarked, so I assumed they were ICE, and then you could see them with their green vests and stuff, and it said police, ICE. And so as I actually was going through the intersection, I heard yelling. So I know I'm supposed to be paying attention, but I heard yelling off to my... So I looked, and I was watching, and the ICE agent was yelling and drew his weapon, and he kept yelling and warning the person driving, which is when the car was put into drive and was trying to hit the ICE officer. And he fired, I would say, probably 4 shots at him. And then by that time, I was also...
I mean, we don't have...
It's an eyewitness.
Well, I'm saying we don't have the other side of this, so this is all we have to go by. If this is what really happened, then it's justified.
Well, why didn't David Muir even talk about the other side of the argument? Is there's an eyewitness that says this?
Why didn't David Muir play this piece of audio? Why did he obviously was privy to this, and this shows both sides.
De-escalate.
Then pick your side. But you got to see them both.
Through, the intersection, so I just heard the popping, but I did see him draw his gun at the windshield. And then, the car, you could see the car in the back, like rolling down the street afterwards.
Hi, you're on the air quickly.
Bubba, good morning.
Hi.
Hey, bring the train horn back, please.
All right, so what else?
Another little one. It's not rugged enough. That's it, brother.
All right, thanks. Appreciate it. I'm not bringing the big one back. That means I have to have a compressor above me. And so if after I hit it 4 or 5 times and the pressure runs down, then we're going to, on the air, you're going to hear.
How's Jeans work?
Jeans is fine. You want to try it? Is it over there?
May I try it?
Sure, absolutely. It's really good. It's really good.
You want it over there?
No, I would keep it right there. Tell Diaco he's the only guy that can touch my horn.
It's the Bubba Love Sponge Show.
The Bubba the Love Sponge Show.
Hey, we'll be right back.
The last 3 or 4 days, and I was feeling myself stressing.
When we were kids, the news used to say, an eyewitness says this, the police say that.
And a dairy-free, couldn't kill it. I don't eat nothing like that. I'm like a drug addict. You can't eat that. If I eat one, I'll eat 2. I ate 4.
That's a good pick you found that video, because I couldn't even find it. I was trying to find out, it's hard to even find out the legal status of that guy. Yeah, it looks like he had. He's illegal. Yeah, he was definitely not a citizen. It looks like he had some sort of work permit.
Now I have to pay attention to it.
But then it was mentioned that. Like, it was,
Now it's going to take me a whole other week to get that back.
Well, Mayor Yagami put out his ex this morning in Maine. A 26-year-old man said goodbye to his wife and daughter and left for work. Moments later, he was shot.
It's a different thing. But once you get to that point of really realizing what you're hungry for, everything changes.
Nothing inflammatory about that.
I've been.
Hear about the divorce podcast. I took it down because I realized I just don't. All right,
And
so I guess.
If you look where the bullets were, it was
Center mass, right at the
Bunny XO and Jelly Roll may be ending their marriage.
I did notice
Their
that.
divorce is taking
so it's
an
not like he was
unexpected
like to the
turn.
side.
No, it was right in the front of the. It was right in the front of the windshield.
Bunny revealed that the singer is giving her full ownership of their $6 million Tennessee estate as part of their divorce settlement. She even joked that he's taking care of her better during the divorce than he did in the marriage, adding that they are ending on the best Bunny X.
The guy in the Land Rover did handle himself really well.
Just had a fun time and done. That's all. That's all.
For you.
I don't know. Good question. So we're gonna wait now. Morning, Just Heat.
Good morning, Cash 239. Jeff Schwartz. How you doing, my friend? Lomi is way over, man. All the stuff he gets is not easy to find. He's doing a hell of a job producing because that shit is not easy.
Emergent Cash, good morning.
I have not seen the new FSU punter, but I'm going to look for him now. But someone just said
Buddy XO caught kissing Dylan Wolf and did you know? Buddy XO thought kissing Dylan Wolf in Jelly Roll's bar would embarrass Jelly Roll, but Jelly Roll made Bunny the laughingstock of everyone with just one move. After the highly publicized divorce between Jelly Roll and Buddy XO, everyone thought their story was over, and they would return.
6'5", 235-pound punter.
Oh, yeah,
I love him already.
The Australian kid?
Yeah, Daniel Hughes.
Yeah, from Miami.
That's amazing. I love him. I just want a punter that knows how to tackle. If I were a punter, I would be good at two things: punting and tackling. I would just want to be that guy that just knocked the fucking shit out of somebody.
Barnhart would, wouldn't you, Lummy?
We've had a couple good ones. Didn't Janikowski do that? Because he was a bigger guy. Sebastian Janikowski, he was a kicker but not a punter. But I think he used to hit some people pretty hard.
Yeah, what he had to. I mean, realistically, he most of the time would just be drunk. And
Be partying.
Oh, yeah.
He was a Knoll too.
Yeah. He was drinking it in Tallahassee.
Yeah, I just looked him up. Jiggy Bear looks like he's solid. What's up, pulley your luck?
Hey, it's Bubba the Love Sponge. If you're looking for a Volkswagen or any quality used vehicle, it's Volkswagen of Wesley Chapel. You can get financing as low as 0% APR on new VWs and as low as 1.9 APR on certified pre-owned. Over 200 new VWs in stock. Over 200 used vehicles in stock. You're looking for a specific car or truck or something they don't have? They'll find it for you. Mention Bubba Army, get an additional $1,000 off new or used. No questions asked. Ask for my boy Rolo. For more information, go to VWofWC.com. Volkswagen of Wesley Chapel.
Attention, people of Earth. A big fat blip on corporate's radar screen. This is the Bubba the Love Sponge Show.
So this is in my own backyard where I grew up, Fort Wayne, Indiana. And I'm under the understanding that in order for them to trespass you, they have to have some type of complaint and then issue you a trespassing warrant paperwork. That it's just not verbal. More police threatening to arrest Christians on public property. Fort Wayne, Indiana. Indiana officer threatens to arrest a Christian for trying to enter a free Arab fest being held in the public park. Now, this is a public park maintained by, paid for by taxpayers and maintained, by the probably Fort Wayne Parks Department. Now, the Arab gathering could have rented, a couple shelters or picnic tables and things like that. And, maybe have, if you're not an Arab and you're a Christian, we don't want you in this area. But I don't think that can stop you from enjoying the rest of the park. And so
not for a public park. They absolutely cannot, Bubba. You're right.
Right. So, they can. And especially if you're being disruptive and climbing trees and, they can kick you out of the park then and trespass you. But I don't think it goes down like this. And this female police officer from Fort Wayne, if indeed she's got it wrong, I hope the Fort Wayne Police Department does something.
They want you to leave their event.
I'm sorry?
They want you to leave their event.
Am I getting trespassed?
Yes.
Can I have that in writing, please?
No, we don't have to provide it.
I would like that.
See, that's where I think I just don't think a cop can verbally trespass you because they have to have a record of you being trespassed, and because at that point, until you violate that trespass, you've done nothing wrong.
But
meaning
they can't.
Like they can't come and just pick you up or arrest you at your home unless you have violated a written trespass warrant.
That's for sure. But they cannot give you a trespass warrant for exercising your freedom of speech. We talk about the proverbial public square. This is the public square.
Right.
And so it doesn't matter who rented the public square.
As long as you're safe distance away from their gathering and not being disruptive, you can be near their gathering.
You can be disruptive. Remember the lady that used to sit outside Project Pink, veterans' funerals with the microphone and all
Shirley
the people?
Shirley Phelps.
Yeah. It's called First Amendment right. And so, sorry if there's some sort of a public event going on. There's a female here, Caitlin Bennett, that does it a lot in Pasco and in Lakeland, and she'll go to a public event and just start asking questions, and then they'll trespass her. It's a clear violation of your First Amendment right. What this person's doing.
If you're going to trespass me by law, I would like that in writing.
By law, no, we do not have to provide that in writing.
Oh man, I tell you one thing: this officer does not know the law.
Nope.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Are you absolutely sure? I would like it in writing.
I'm not giving it to you.
I would like a supervisor. Sir.
And so here's a guy. He's like, "Hey, I accept the trespass. Okay, but can you give me documentation that I'm being trespassed, or it's just my word against your word at this point?"
The supervisor is not going to come.
I would like a supervisor.
The supervisor is not going to
The
come.
supervisor will come, or I'll walk over to the Calhoun and I'll talk to the supervisor, one of the two. But I will stand right here then. Am I being ordered out by threat of arrest?
Yes.
Under threat of arrest if I don't leave, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Have a good day.
What a dumb bitch who doesn't know the law.
You know, when you go to the courthouse, Bubba,
I thank you.
And you see people out front and they have, the biblical references, and there's a dude selling, palm fronds in the shape of a hat and of a cross, and there's someone that tells you, believe in God or you're going to hell. That's the First Amendment.
Yeah.
The city's not going to thank you, but I thank you. I'll wait for a supervisor. You're refusing to call a supervisor? Okay.
Welcome.
Violating your own policy.
Right here.
It is part of department policy. Yes, ma'am. Yes. You're screwing up, young lady. You're screwing up. All right, guys. I just got trespassed off this public park because I refused to stop putting down my camera. They're violating my First Amendment right.
And at this point, Jay, he wasn't even there being disruptive. He's just taping the event.
And being disruptive, asking questions is not being disruptive. That's what they would call disruptive. Right. But yes, he's just videoing an event.
Right.
All because of Arab Fest.
And here's Arab Fest. And here's the thing. So the cops want him gone because the people that are organizing this event want him gone. Okay, right. That's fine. Okay, I got it. But you need to give me documentation that what I've done wrong, so that I have document, so that you just can't roll up on me and said, "Oh, we already trespassed you because according to this officer's testimony." No. We have to have this on file that I've been, in order to violate a trespass, you have to have one in hand.
They didn't feel comfortable with a Christian coming to Arab Fest.
That's great. Salam alaikum.
I guarantee you there's a ton of Christians.
Nope. That's it. I have it all on video, and guess what? The whole world's going to see it. And then I'm going to sue the city. You have qualified immunity. The city doesn't. They have a permit. They're not renting the property. There's a difference. And you're violating the First Amendment. I'm letting you know now you're in violation of the First Amendment.
Oh, here comes Barney. See what Barney's going to do.
Of the United States Constitution.
I think he just wants to leave. He wants to know where the snow cone place is.
As well as the Indiana State Constitution. I will fight to get your qualified immunity removed. And I guarantee, if nothing else, you will get a couple warnings in your file for sure for violation of policy.
Oh, here comes the cop. Thinks you get mad.
What's that? Why would I do that? Huh? No, you don't understand how that works. First you have to give me a trespass warning.
Yeah, I told you that earlier.
And I stepped out.
Mm-hmm. So you came back. And then
No, I did not come back. I'm right here.
Came back in. That's when we told you.
You didn't trespass me until right there.
Man, this bitch is absolutely not has no idea of the law.
Nope.
And is and Jay, to me it looks like there's a gate here,
There
and
is.
he's on the other side of the gate.
Yep, and that's a public park, I
Right.
assume.
Yes.
Well, I sent you what the Fort Wayne Police Department they addressed.
I
video.
hope
And they're
to
taking
God that they took the.
Nope.
They're taking the officer's side.
Yes.
It's going to be a problem.
Fort Wayne Police Department addresses viral video of Arab Fest. The Fort Wayne Police Department on Wednesday said an officer followed policy when ordering a person to leave Arab Fest at Headwaters Park, which is shown in a viral video on social media. Police released the information to provide context for the video that showed only a portion of the interaction. A news release said the video shows the person filming being told to leave, and the confrontation, which included the person saying they would sue the city for their First Amendment rights being violated. The person also asked whether the officer was threatening arrests if they didn't leave, which the officer confirmed. Arab Fest rented a section of the park for an event Saturday and Sunday and hired off-duty officers shown in the video. The officer asked the man to leave at the request of the event organizers. When a business property representative or event organizer with lawful control over a space directs someone to leave and that person refuses, the matter may become a trespassing situation. Under those circumstances, a person who refuses to leave is subject to arrest. Police also addressed the allegation made in the video that the officer violated department policy by not calling a supervisor when the person requested. The department does not have a policy that requires an officer to call a supervisor solely because a person requests one. Whether to request a supervisor is based on the circumstances and remains the officer's discretion. Police say the person's freedom of speech wasn't violated. I don't see it that way.
They got to try to sue them, just like this Caitlin Bennett did with Lakeland, and the Attorney General of the state of Florida agreed that when a government employee suppresses political or religious speech in a traditional public forum, it undermines basic constitutional rights we all share. And in this case, they found that Julie Townsend, the director of the Lakeland Downtown Development Authority, shut down a conservative unconstitutionally. And so this is the same exact type of thing. And so they're trying to say, well, when the vendor asks us to leave, we can. Well, not if they are asking someone to leave for a constitutionally protected right.
Here's the problem.
You can't trespass that.
I don't think that a cop can verbally tell you to leave and that you're trespassed. I think the police officer has to give you a ticket, a trespassing ticket
for violating a law.
Right. Like, that's like saying I get caught speeding, right, Lummy? And the cop comes up to my window and says, I just want to let you know I caught you going 82 and a 55. Okay. So that's the violation. And, well, no. You got to give me a documentation that you just can't. I can't be guilty unless you give me some type of ticket number or some type of paperwork that shows my violation. Otherwise, it's my word against your word. Now, you may have me on radar and you may have me what have you, but unless we have an instrument, some type of instrument that can physically show my violation, then there is no violation, right? I mean, a cop just, okay, I'm trespassing you. Well, you have to put down where I'm being trespassed, what time, what day, who's trespassing me, right? Or because the real act is the violation of trespass, and you can't violate something that you don't have record of, right? Hey, sir, I told you not to. Guy comes back an hour later, right? The woman says, oh, you violated my what trespassing order? What documentation do you have that I have been trespassed? Now, if she whipped out her ticket book and said, well, right here, 2 hours and 15 minutes ago, ticket number 16854219. Boom, my signature, your signature. You've now violated that warning, and now you're going to be arrested for trespassing. I don't know, what a bunch of sod busters. What a bunch of just and why couldn't a police officer? She sat there with her hands on her lip. She said, "Listen, sir, you have every right to be here. You have every right to videotape this. I'm going to ask you to be in safe distances, not to be disruptive of these people, And if you stay safely away at a distance that's not disruptive, then you have every right to videotape anything you want in the park. As long as it's like not kids. I mean, I guess you can videotape kids, but I would prefer you not.
News Channel 8 could walk in the door and videotape it. What's the difference?
There's none. So, Lummy, did we bomb? Is this the third night of bombings?
Yes, it is.
Nice. Third night of bombings. We're not letting up.
Nope.
I mean, eventually, we're going to wear them down.
President Trump tonight.
Now, is it me, or does it seem like they show the same footage of the same plane taken off the same aircraft carrier? I don't know. Seems like they have this one file footage.
President Trump tonight.
That or it's happening so frequently that,
escalating the latest.
That's what I like to see right there. Maybe unlike a lot of you people, I like to see us blowing stuff up over there. We're over there. We might as well start doing something. Just idling out there. Those aircraft carriers just idling out there. That's burning up a lot of good fuel. We need to be doing something.
Battle with Iran over control of the Strait of Hormuz, ordering a naval blockade of Iranian ports back into effect, and a third consecutive night of airstrikes, according to CENTCOM.
We're attacking them tonight. We're taking out all of their capability for anything having to do with the Strait, with the Hormuz Strait. And I think in the end, we will end up just controlling the whole thing.
The president today insisting the vital waterway is open and that the U.S. would begin demanding reimbursement at a rate of...
Now, here's the deal. Doesn't there come a time where maybe, there's not much left? They keep telling us they don't have much left, but we keep finding more stuff to bomb them. Why don't we go all in one night instead of making this 5, 6, 7 nights? Let's bomb as much as we possibly can tonight, and they have no way of coming back from it.
Of 20% of the value of any ship's cargo to pass through it. Marine traffic data shows shipping through the strait falling by half last week after Iran struck...
By the way, Lummy, oil futures last night, did you see?
What is it, 78?
80.
Oh.
It's climbing back up. We're in the 80s now.
2 commercial vessels, triggering U.S. retaliation.
Will become the guardian of the strait. Maybe we'll call it the guardian angel of the strait. And we should be reimbursed for that.
The UN agency, which oversees international shipping, saying there is, quote, no legal basis for applying such tolls. Tolls which would impose...
There's also no legal basis of them trying to put mines in the strait and blow up ships. There's no legal basis of that either.
Well,
by Iran.
I got you. You got me 2 things I heard you say.
Iran earlier this year, Secretary of State Marco Rubio called, quote, completely illegal.
No country is allowed to charge tolls or fees on an international waterway. That's existing international law. That's the way it is.
It all comes after a weekend in which the U.S. and Iran traded missile and drone strikes across the region, including the U.S. deploying sea-based one-way attack drones in combat for the first time, destroying a ship and submarine maintenance facility. The tensions sending oil prices surging nearly 10%, as Democrats warn the president has no real plan to end the war.
Yeah, he does. He doesn't, but he should. And we can be done with this thing by Friday if he just really cranks it up a little bit. Then what are you going to say when it's over, when we've bombed him and there's nothing left?
It's very difficult to see the way out of what has become a kind of a quagmire.
He looks like a poor man's Kevin Spacey, does he not?
He does.
Okay, we're going to switch gears, Gary. I know you're also following some news of a scathing takedown of the president today with the judge throwing out his lawsuit against the IRS. Walk us through what happened.
Hold on, Trump suing the IRS?
That's news.
For releasing his tax returns.
Don't they work for you? That would be like one of your junior lawyers completely doing you dirty, Jay. They work for Diaco Law.
Well, they released it during the Biden administration.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Tom, this was a federal judge in Florida who ruled that the president's lawsuits against the IRS, which he controls, was brought to, quote, manipulate the judicial process. The judge even suggested sanctioning some of the president's attorneys for bringing this lawsuit at all. Oh. This appears to be the final word in the so-called anti-weaponization fund that came out of that initial settlement. Tom?
Whatever. Ridiculous.
Well, I got 2 things. Good news. Iran, I guess, has sent drones, 300 of them, to Cuba.
I heard that.
Oh,
too.
really?
Yes.
Why do they? How do they even have enough drones?
They got them from Russia.
Oh, they did.
Yeah, right there.
Now, is this the story?
Well, no. There's the story.
Iran's Sahid? Iran Sahid, 136 drones, suicide drone designed to swarm attacks. Range, I don't know how many Dan would be able to make that conversion. Not me. I can't do kilometers.
That's pretty far. That's it's like 2/3. So it's probably 1,500 miles, 1,200 miles.
300 Shaheeds, 90 miles, 30 minutes. Iran's drone war just moved to America's backyard. Implications are staggering. And Jay, I got to tell you, you live in fairly close to CENTCOM, and Dan being basically in his backyard, that's where they're going for. You know that. Classified U.S. intelligence leaks to Axios on May 26th confirmed that Cuba has acquired more than 300 military drones from Iran and Russia since 2023, a range up to 1,000 to 25 kilometers, payload up to 20 kilograms of explosive. And so Guantanamo Bay.
That gets us to here. 1,500 kilometers is 932 miles. That gets you a lot of the United States.
Is this it right here? Let me.
Story, we're looking into it now. It could be so, and it maybe isn't.
Cuba has,
but we'll figure it out first.
This is them asking the president whether Cuba has them or not.
Yes.
There are reports about Iranian drones in Cuba. There are concerns about that. Where does the
we're just gonna blow Cuba up next. It's no big deal. It's not a big deal at all. It's gonna be far easier than the stinky Iranians.
Relationship with the U.S. stand there? Is military intervention still on the table there?
Well, if they do have that, and they might very well have that, we'll take care of it. Marco's just in the other room. And if they do have that, we'll take care of it in short order. We're not going to have a problem. We're not going to allow that to happen. So it could be that they're storing some. We're looking into it now. It could be so, and it maybe isn't. But we'll figure it out.
I mean, I like that. I like the answer from Trump, and that is if they got it, we'll take care of it.
Well, let's hope they do it quick.
1, 2, 3.
The audio torture never stops. The Bubba the Love Sponge Show.
That's almost a third of our country.
Right.
And if they threw 300 of them at us?
At once?
Yeah.
Hey, let me see if Macho if I can play a couple things.
Okay. But he asked to PRN horn 1 and 2 if you could try those on the button bar. Pink and red.
Okay, that's great, but I got to find a couple of these. See if we can play these.
Okay.
BRN horn 1 and 2. Okay, let me see.
Yeah, go ahead. We're clear.
Okay, I gotta do this though first. Hold on. Yeah, that's good. I can play those. All right, here we go. We're clear?
Yes, clear.
I got an email from ABT. I used to get $740 a month for my 2 kids. And we're not getting EBT no more. They took the EBT. They saying I gotta work 20 hours a week. I'm not working for nobody. Get the fuck out of here. This is what Americans, taxpayer, work for us. They work for me. They gotta help me feed my fucking kids. Get the fuck out of here. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't be quitters now. Y'all been helping us all this fucking time. Now y'all want to tap out. Get the fuck out of here. I want my EBT, yo. I want my EBT, and I'm not working for nobody. I'm a fucking boss. What the fuck I look like working? When the government is here to help. Come on. Y'all sent all that money to Iraq, Ukraine. Y'all funding all these wars. But when it's time to help the Americans, y'all don't want to fucking help us? I need my fucking EBT, yo. I need my money, yo. I need my fucking EBT. Stop fucking playing with me, yo.
Yeah. That's nice. That's nice. That's the way. And then here's a woman who she's shoplifting, and the black security officer policeman, she switches tags. She starts switching tags on stuff, and he tries to arrest her.
Don't let me hard time with no pay.
I told you. Stop. You don't touch the Stop. You don't stop. You done now? Are you done? You done? Stop. You understand me? Stop. What's the problem? You gonna grab her? You gonna stop? Or you gonna stop?
Is Macho playing this?
Yeah.
Okay.
This nigga on top of me. Come here right now. This nigga's on top of me. Come here right motherfucking now. Come here right motherfucking now. Ah, get his big ass off of me. Bro, get off of me. I don't want to leave. Get off of me. Get off of me. Get off of me. Get off of me. Hey, go about my girl. Hold on. Get off my girl, bro. Get off of me. Get off of me. I'm fucking suing, my nigga. I'm fucking suing. Over there.
Because I switched tags, I'm suing.
Nah, nigga. Nah. Nah, nigga, I'm suing.
There you go. Those are the two things I want to
Wow. Wow. That's where social media has just marginalized society so much because people think that's cool.
Yeah.
It's just so disturbing that that's okay behavior in her mind.
Yeah, FFME. Just tell Merch Crick when you order it that you want it signed, and make sure you put that in the comment section or somewhere. She'll get it signed. She definitely will.
There I am, 88 months. There I am.
So hot.
Guys, your wife is hot. With soaringly high summer temperatures, it's time to get her a box. Watch romantic movies, thrilling series, shows to set the mood, baseball, soccer, racing, and the fights for you to enjoy too. All the programming Get a Box is famous for in crystal clear HD. It's so easy to set up, even your buddy with the VCR can hook it up. You know what else is too hot? That cable bill. It has more junk fees than a used car lot. This summer is the right time to enjoy a box. Today, with promo code Bubba, you can get $25 off any box. Go to getabox.com, promo code Bubba for your box today. Getabox.com.
Stay inside with your hot wife and never pay for TV again.
If you're looking for that non-offensive broadcast, you're in for a surprise. You're listening to the Bubba the Love Sponge Show.
I love the sponge.
It's not that kind of love sponge. Back to the Bubba the Love Sponge Show.
Saying hi to the Gooch. I'll be seeing you in December, Gooch. Appreciate you, my friend. So it's been it seems like it's dying down right now. The Bunny Jelly Roll divorce. There's footage of her making out with a guy named Dylan. Is it Dylan Wolf?
Yes.
I think he's. I don't know if he's an up and coming or an established country star, or I don't know what he is.
I believe he's up and coming country star.
And here's they add insult to injury is like they're not officially divorced yet. And Jelly Roll, I guess, has a club in Nashville. And Bunny and this guy last weekend were making out in Jelly Roll's club.
What?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, in Jelly
That's
Roll's
a whole different level.
Come on, bitch. Now, she did, initially when they filed for divorce, she did a podcast kind of timelining, kind of going through what they've gone through and various insight into their potential, dissolution. Is it called dissolution of when you get divorced?
Dissolution of marriage.
Yeah. And so she kind of scratches on a little bit. Well, she's now since taken that podcast down. This is her explaining.
All right, so I guess we're all gathered here today to hear about the divorce podcast. I took it down because I realized I just don't want one of the hardest moments of my life to become a permanent headline.
Yeah.
I don't want to live in that, I believe in being transparent with you guys, and that's never, ever.
I will tell you, man, she does her makeup beautifully. Yeah. I don't know what she looks like natural, but...
Yeah, those tattoos all over her hands ruin. I mean, it's gross.
I don't have a problem with a woman having a tattoo as long as they stop it at the wrist bone. And even if it's sleeved, there are some instances where I find a sleeved, in shape, hot chick, I don't have a problem with it. She can always put a long shirt on. She can always hide it. But when you start getting up to your neck, to the back, and to your hands and your fingers, that's when you lose me. I'm even very liberal enough to say that I don't have a problem with a sleeve in some cases, but when you get to the hands, I don't know. It just seems like only bikers, only bikers should be allowed.
That's the way
to have,
it used to be.
Yeah, you should have or men that have been in prison.
Going to change, but I also believe that people deserve the space to heal.
So you got such a beautiful face. You put your makeup on right, you filter it right, and then you got these tatted up hands.
To heal, to evolve, and to move forward. That episode.
Yeah, and then this chick, there just comes. I think tattoos should have weight classes with women, and if you're over 250, you just can't have them.
Half blue hair, half black hair too.
Yeah.
So you got straight down the part.
And I know that I'm being very hypocritical in the fact that I'm well over 250 and I have 2 little tattoos. So. Yes, I realize that I'm being somewhat judgmental, stereotypical, and very hypocritical.
That episode served a purpose for me at that time. And it was real, it was honest, and it came from exactly where I was emotionally in that moment.
Correct.
But I'm not in that same place.
I think that big fat chick just gets lummy. She's like the lummy.
She's like Ed McMahon. Yes.
She's like the Bunny's lummy.
Yeah.
Anymore.
You're right, Bubba. Yeah. Mm.
People are like, oh, well, she moved on so fast. And it's like, hold up. I've been mourning the loss of my marriage for at least a year. I had visions of the news breaking, of it happening, and there is so much behind the scenes that I have not spoken on, and that I will never speak on. When people see me out having fun and, just living my best life, I can see where they would be like, wow, they just announced the divorce. But really, you guys have to understand, I have been sitting in purgatory.
And I like to go to my husband's club and make out.
With other dudes.
Now go make out with all the chicks you want. No problem.
Just do it at a different place, please.
Yeah, exactly. Maybe do it at home. Oh, that's still my house. Sorry.
For 2.5.
Do it at his place. Oh, he lives in an apartment.
Months in my studio house. Literally, there was times where I was on the floor screaming, crying, because I could not understand what the fuck was going on. There was moments where you guys had to call and get me IVs because I was going to have to go to the hospital because I was not eating. I wasn't drinking.
You're malnourished.
I couldn't even stand up because I was so devastated.
Okay.
Oh my God.
That'd be like
hey,
Jay,
lady,
that'd be like
a lot of people have been through divorces.
They'd be like Jay saying, you know what? My Ferrari, I'm 2,000 miles over on my oil change. You guys need to, you know what?
The divorce is really emotional.
Yeah.
It's really been hard on me going through a divorce. Yeah, you know what? You and 100% of everyone else that went through a divorce.
Exactly. Here is more of her talking about how they're dividing the assets and stuff.
Can't get out of bed.
Bunny XO and Jelly Roll may be ending their marriage. However, their divorce is taking an unexpected turn, especially when it comes to real estate. This week, Bunny revealed that the singer is giving her full ownership of their $6 million Tennessee estate as part of their divorce settlement.
Let me that one chick that we tried to say might have been part of this. What was her name? Amanda or what? I don't know. Some chick that ended up writing us and flipping out on us when really we were on her, and she wrote a country song about how hypocritical they were. Amanda somebody.
I'm looking up her email.
And we tried to say, listen, we're on your side, and come on the show and wherever we're incorrect, and having
Nicole Arbor.
And she's all over this, calling out Bunny and Jelly Roll for being fake Christians and what have you. And we never said otherwise. We were kind of co-signing with her, and then she flipped out on us.
Yes.
And we're like, well, come on the show and right our wrongs.
She even joked that he's taking care of her better during the divorce than he did in the marriage, adding that they are ending on the best possible terms. Furthermore, she revealed that her friends would be moving onto the compound with her. Meanwhile, Jelly Roll still owns a massive Tennessee farm, giving the exes plenty of space for their next chapter. For all the latest on celebrity real estate, make sure to check out Realtor.com.
Now, here is the guy that was making out with Bunny. Here's the footage. And it's kind of tough to make out, no pun intended, but you guys can see there's Bunny right there. And I think he's right there. And this is at Jelly Roll's Nashville bar. And you can
He's
see
the guy
him
in the hat.
You can see him kissing. Oh yeah, so this is him.
Yeah.
And that's her. Now that our eyes kind of adjust. Now, how in the hell is she going to think that that's not going to get back to Jelly Roll or be a big viral sensation or what have you when you're in his bar?
I know. Isn't there other bars in Nashville you
She
can
just
go to?
quote, living her best life, Bubba. Whenever anyone says they're living their best life, you need to listen to them.
Or be leery of them. Now, here's the guy.
When do you ever say that, Bubba?
Living my best life? Yeah. Never. Because guess what? I've already lived it. That was circa a long time ago.
Hey Dylan, how are you? How are you? Good. I mean, people have been talking about seeing you and Bunny XL looking pretty cozy. I mean, what's going on between you two?
Just had a fun time in Nashville. Love Bunny. She's sick.
15 minutes.
She's a great friend. And I said my goodnights to Nashville. That's about it.
Okay, so are you guys dating or just hanging out?
No. Bunny's a great friend. She's a great person, and just had a fun time in Nashville for the 4th.
Okay, I mean, so how did you guys end up at Jelly Roll's bar?
Yeah, actually, this little paparazzi TMZ chick, she's digging. I like it.
Is that to spite him or?
No, never. I didn't. No harm, no foul done. I've got love for the both of them, and that's all. That's all I got.
All right. Well, thanks so much.
Thanks so much. Now, Jelly Roll Lummy, supposedly he's all not doing so good over this, and he's got an eating disorder, obviously, like me and Ralphie May and himself. We're fat asses. I got a conscious. If I let myself go, which I have, and I need to get back on my fitness regimen, which people can say, well, damn, Bubba, I've never really seen you on a fitness regimen except a couple different times when you were in better shape back in the day. So let's not make this about me. I'm not the one saying, well, obviously I'm impulse eating. Look at me. obviously, I have an eating disorder, but I didn't get, and I did get super skinny at one time. So, I feel, I can really feel. And when you are addicted to food and you're fat and you like food and you don't have the metabolism of Jay Diaco, who can literally not gain weight unless he weight trains. But I mean, Jay, you don't have really much of an appetite. See, I genuinely
I don't love food. I just eat food to live.
Me and Lummy love food.
We love food, yes.
Yeah,
it can get away from me fast, real fast. And I do think, Jay, that you probably have you're wired a little bit differently, either your metabolism or your taste buds or something. Now, see, Dan's the other way. Dan loves food too.
He does, and he's got a crazy metabolism because he eats like a horse.
Yeah, he does. Well, Dan's off. Listen, just all bets are off when it comes to Dan on every aspect of life.
Yeah, nothing makes sense with that guy, does it?
Right. I mean, really. You're like, Dan, you got an IQ of Dan. You have been tested professionally, and you are in the upper 1% of humanity, but yet you'll buy a $7,000 carbon fiber bike and a $6,000 dog on the internet, buddy.
They never get them.
I never get them.
But you're in the upper 1%. I mean, think about this. Lawyers are probably in the upper 4%. There's a little more lawyers than doctors, I think. You might know more than me, Jay. But to be both, I mean, that has got to be such a rarity to be both. Those are the circles you travel in, Jay. Is it not really rare for a lawyer to also be not a doctorate, like you got your doctorate degree, but a real medical doctor?
That's correct. It's approximately 0.8% of the U.S. population holds a professional doctorate degree of MD or JD, not both.
Yeah, so that might go to 0.4. If you take
probably half, at least, way less.
I mean, if you take 330 million times 0.00, well, no, so 1% would be 0.01, right?
Yeah.
So 0.4% would be 0.0004. I don't know. I'm not good with my decibels. I just know Dan is so rare, but you could sell him his own shoes. You could sell him his own. That's what Steve told me one time.
It says in Florida, less than 0.1% have 2 degrees.
Yeah, but that's just 2 degrees.
Yeah.
How about the actual degree of lawyer and doctor?
It doesn't say, like we said, there's no official demographic from the Florida bar tracking the exact percentage of attorneys holding both an MD and JD. However, given there are fewer than 500 such dual degree holders nationwide, less than 500 in the nation.
Hold on, in the nation?
Yeah.
In the nation. That's how special Dan is. Wow. My Lord.
Don't tell him.
No.
Don't let him know that.
You better roll a little differently, buddy, knowing how rarefied air your brother is. My God, less than 500 in the nation. Don't tell him this. Will be impossible to live with.
More impossible.
So, yeah. So, let me, I guess.
Last 3 or 4 days, and I was feeling myself stress eating. And then what else happened was the addict.
Stress eating. Let me, you know what that's called? A Thursday for me.
Yeah. 2,000 calories.
That's called
Sunday.
That's called Sunday. Stress eating. I got to start work the next day.
It came out. We had this show at this one spot that I love their catering, and they have a
I will tell you this, man. Jelly Roll looks great.
I sent you what he looked like when he was at the studio.
Oh, did we get pictures?
Yeah.
We did?
In the green room.
Why aren't we ever?
They gave me Kelly Cuddy $20.
So
Look
Jay,
how many fewer tattoos on his face.
So hold on, Jay. This is when, so I don't have to validate how early in Jelly Roll's career I supported him.
No.
To the point where he, even wanted to take a picture in front of my logo.
With no face tattoo. You've known him since before he had all the face tattoos.
Yes, when he was wearing Anchorman 2 Anchorman 2 t-shirts and relatively skinny.
Yeah, it wasn't even that big.
It wasn't even that big. That's how early so listen, all the trolls and what have you, you're gonna be like, man, Bubba, you're out of gas thinking Jelly Roll. Jelly Roll doesn't owe me anything. He doesn't. But when you are a person or an artist and somebody believed in you when you were nothing and gave you airtime and tried to promote your brand and tried to do good by you and put you on the air for an hour to try to sell out a 250-seat venue, and has, hold on, not just has the stories, but has the proof. Meaning, like, I mean, we could probably find the actual interview if we wanted to. I think we've posted it. Have we not?
Posted, yeah, multiple times.
And then and have pictures of him noticeably in the young portion of his career. And then when that guy blows up, now we've never had a falling out and never said anything bad about the guy, never not supported him, always had mad love for him. Then once he blows up and becomes the mega star that he is, you call in a favor. Like, listen, bud, I did you a favor when you were, insignificant and not nearly on the level that you are now. Well, I am currently not on your level. I'm far less significant than you. So throw me a bone. Come on the show. You didn't have a problem coming on the show before promoting your gig. You thought the show was cool enough that you took a picture in front of my logo. So, and let me drink. Those are our edges, by the way. Those are our Ice House edges.
Yeah, I think we actually had him even when we were moving out of the place. We still had him in there.
So, is this Nassau? Yeah, this is Nassau Street because there's the window right there. Yeah, this is Nassau Street.
Yeah, because it was 2014.
Yeah. So, Jay, I mean, I have every right to be a little mad at him for, completely. And let me, I think that he's told, through his handlers have told you, because you're the one that books it, that Jelly Roll's, beliefs don't necessarily align with what Bubba, and he doesn't want to go on Bubba's show.
Correct. Yeah. Yeah.
Something about, like, I'm a Christian and Bubba's a bad guy.
It just, it wouldn't work out. That's what his handlers say.
But that proves right now, for you trolls and you haters and you supporters and Jay and everybody else, if you were me, wouldn't you be like, man, that's bull crap. That's absolutely BS. That that you won't even do when you're in town. You won't swing by the studio, or when you're in town, you won't allow Bubba to do a little recorded segment with you, or do a Zoom interview, or like I did with Brian Kilmeade, tape something and then we'll play it the next day, or anything for that matter.
It's kind of surprising. I mean, honestly, you should never forget those people that helped you when you first are coming up. And I mean, look, I'm on your show 2 days a week. You and I have completely different personalities and different positions on a lot of things. And it doesn't make me less of a person because I come on your show and express my opinions. As a matter of fact, I think it shows what a big person you are to allow people of different political persuasions, different opinions to come on and talk the way they want to talk. Brian and I have completely different opinions on things, and we could sit in a room and have interesting conversations. And so, yeah, man, why aren't you here, Jelly Roll? If you watched Bubba, he didn't do anything that was disrespectful. He merely reported on what the other lady was saying. It was pretty fair. I was here that day.
Not only that, but I mean, this goes way back to like 4 years ago when we were not even saying anything bad about Jelly Roll. We were like, man, Jelly Roll, we had him on the show back in 2016. We love that dude. Yeah. That guy's killing it. Jelly Roll, man, you're killing it. Let's get you on the air. You're going to be in Tampa in a month. Let's promote the deal. Like, Jelly Roll, come on, bud.
Everyone gets morals when they get popular, don't they?
Oh, yeah, exactly. And back to what you were saying about you and Brian. You guys could, you guys could even be on the show, not agree, be on opposite ends of the spectrum politically, but have the decorum to be able to intellectually argue your point without having to be abrasive, personal, or demeaning. You guys can't, that's, you and Brian is exactly the way our Congress should treat each other.
Yeah.
If our Congress had that type of decorum, friendly, not necessarily on the same page, but we can talk about it through positive, discussion, and we can still walk away our separate directions, but we don't have to mother F each other.
No.
And be in the name calling, and if you don't follow me, you're stupid, and if you follow him, you're stupid, and things like that. Jelly Roll talks about being addicted to food. Another thing we have in common, Lummy.
Yeah, 2,000 calories isn't that crazy.
No.
Skillet cookie. Yeah. I don't eat nothing like that. I'm like a drug addict. You can't eat that because if I eat one, I'll eat two. I eat 4.
And you know what? That's the same thing with me with Pringles.
Oh yeah.
Who can eat one Pringle though, dude? No. I mean, come on. I'll eat a half a stack myself.
Yeah. I'll eat, and you know what? I'll full can you.
I can.
I'll full can it.
So later that night, I'm at the taco truck getting the peanut butter fluff. Next thing I know, we're at the rest stop. I'm looking for a chocolate bar. I'm like, damn, I didn't. That fast went from now I consumed 2,000 extra calories today that I didn't even see coming.
Yeah.
And then that breeds the last 3 days of having to really. Now I have to pay attention to it because it's like the taste of blood.
Yeah.
So like now it's going to take me a whole nother week to get that back completely out of my mouth. I tell people that you don't.
And so I see him doing his various interviews and being a Christian and being, better, holier than thou and all this kind of deal. But yet you hear of all the shady, unchristian-like stuff that him and his wife participated in. And then I firsthand know that if you're the bad guy or you're somewhat outspoken or you got a reputation or whatever I may or may not have, he'll basically tell you, no, I'm not interested in doing an interview with you. And that's just, he has every right. He has every right. It just adds insult to injury when I never judged him and for being virtually a nobody, trying to sell out the Capitol Theater for wasn't he the opening act? He was the opening act, I think, for somebody.
Yeah, and he used to be the opening act of the Moonshine Bandits, and he blew them off. I have zero. That would be like, Jay, when you were early on at just getting out of law school and you go work for a firm, right?
Yep.
And then after you've established yourself, have your own brick and mortar, when you were at your largest representing Progressive with 5 or 6 different satellite offices, and one of the partners of the firm that you used to work with, that you were a junior attorney on, once you to maybe do a favor for them or, whatever. And you're like,
The answer is yes.
I'm way too big, buddy. I got 6 offices and I'm sorry that you gave me a chance when I was a nobody, but You never do that.
Nope. I actually hired my first boss back to work with me.
Oh,
When his firm,
for real?
Yeah, when his firm broke up, I said, come work with me, Jerry Newman.
I got to go to words. Where was your very first lawyer job right out of law school?
Shear, Newman, Hahn, and Rosencrantz doing medical malpractice for a lawyer named Jerry Newman.
So hold on. Shear,
Newman, Hahn, and Rosencrantz.
Right. Big firm.
It was a good firm. It was a silk stocking, blue ribbon firm that did medical malpractice and high stakes type of litigation. I worked for Jerry Newman. I was his last associate. They were supposed to have 18-month rotations, and he said, nope, I'm sticking with Jay. And so I was there for about 4.5 years. And then
long?
I asked, like you're supposed to, I asked for his permission to leave the firm, even though I had a plan. And he said, what are you going to do? And I said, I'm going to join my brother, Steven. And he said, of course you may. And so I went and joined Steve. About 6 months later, the firm broke up, and I said, hey, Jerry, do you want to come work with me? And he came over and worked with me of counsel for at least 10 years.
At Adams and Diaco?
Yep.
Nice. When did Rob get folded in?
He was right off the bat.
So was it Adams and Diaco with Steven?
It was Adams Blackwell Diaco at first.
Okay.
And then about 2004, it became just Adams and Diaco, me, Steve, and Rob.
But originally it was Steven, Rob, and the Blackwell guy.
Yep, Ken Blackwell and me.
And then Blackwell rolled in and you rolled out.
We
were
all together at the same time. We just didn't need to have Diaco more than once.
Yeah, you didn't need
Diaco was fine.
Adams, Diaco, and Diaco.
Right. ADD.
It's not a wonder Dan hasn't decided to do that.
No.
Diacos and Dan Diaco.
Exactly.
He's calling shenanigans on the D. The Bubba the Love Sponge Show returns after these words.
Bar Association. That law single-handedly slowed down everybody I know, Bubba.
Oh, me, including me. When I come home from Ocala, I put my cruise at like 94.
I won't go over. I won't do it.
I don't even try to go 98 in fear that they're gonna, So
You're
I
not calibrated right.
I go to 94, then I check my Waze app to see what it says on the GPS, and it says 94. And I'm thinking, even a cop can't scotch me up 6.
Right. The other one is also 50 miles an hour over anywhere else. So if you're going 85 into 35, you're going to jail.
Yeah. Man, my boy Donnie Hess just got that motorcycle unit out.
Yes, he does. How you doing, Rainey, Oklahoma Realtor? Good morning. How you doing, Sicilian Redneck, Dave Rock?
Wouldn't 50 miles over 70 be 120?
Yeah, but that all you have to be is 100, going 100 regardless of the speed limit.
Okay.
Or 50 miles an hour over any posted speed. So it could be technically a 45 mile an hour, 45 mile an hour zone, and you're going 50 miles over at 95, you're going to jail.
Right.
Oof. I had someone pass me on Sunday.
142.
Yeah. Yesterday I was passed coming home from here by a couple cars going at least 120.
You know what? It slowed me down.
For sure. For me.
I gotta find some reactions, and then I gotta find the best spot, break it down, because I'm gonna work hard today and get.
Because you have a couple, you have a couple of the breaking down videos, right?
Yeah, I think I got
do it
some.
on the track.
Okay.
Yeah.
I try not to do it. Definitely not in the neighborhoods.
I think
I'm a 68
GPZ
mile
comes
hour
today.
speed limit.
Yes, they do.
But I don't think they need to be in here, do
No,
they?
they don't. That's why I
Okay, so you could just shut that door.
I am, and I was going
staying
to
out of that
show
business. Okay.
around.
And then Erica's going to show them the house to see if my stuff is done okay there. Just to make sure I'm running as efficient as I can over there.
Yeah, and then they're going to go back in with where Macho is.
Okay.
They don't have to come in here.
Okay, because I'm going to be doing, I'm going to try to do like 2 or 3 reactionaries, and then at least 1, maybe 2 break it downs.
Okay.
And then tell Gary, have Gary report back to you on how good he feels about Thursday's next release, including building some shorts to tease it, and just give me text me later today. Let me know how he's feeling about that. That's still, it's still 9 days away.
Thank you, Gun Long Necker. Appreciate it, buddy.
But I would think that he's probably, I would hope that he'd have this one almost done, and he's working on 2.
Well, what's going to help is obviously you doubling up on the.
Nowhere near the rare air at the top of the heap.
I mean, we know what's important.
More like the bottom feeders existing on the scraps of society.
You just babbling about
Bubba the Love Sponge.
JD Anko doing 4 yesterday and 4 today, my man.
Was it all right?
Yeah, perfect.
Good. Glad
Love it. I love this too. So this guy decides to stab an innocent bystander in, at all places, Utah. You would think that Utah there's a bunch of Mormons out there. They're very, not very violent and what have you. Bystanders knocked out a suspect after he stabbed an employee at the Valley Fair Mall in West Valley City, Utah. Well, the Charlie Kirk thing happened in Utah, did it not?
Sure did.
Yeah. So this asshole stabbed somebody, and then the towns, the men of this area hold this guy until the cops get there, but they give him an absolute ass whipping. Wait till you guys see this. Now, hold on here.
Oh,
yeah.
man.
So this guy stabs, the bad guy they're holding, stabs an innocent person.
Look at the guy in the white shirt.
Yeah, and before he can get away, three guys grab him, and they absolutely pummel him, waiting for the cops.
Oh my God!
Babe! Babe!
Wait till you see some of these hits.
You are allowed to use the same force against somebody who has threatened you or somebody else in your presence.
Yes.
Equal force you may use.
Yes. And that's a state statute, isn't it, Jay?
It's the law
It's
of
the law.
self-defense.
Right.
And you can defend someone else as well.
Watch this. Hold on.
Babe!
So the guy's in the blue shirt getting yoked up.
Babe!
Watch this.
So I still got the gun. Drop it.
Watch this.
I mean the knife.
Babe!
Watch this.
Babe!
Oh.
Babe! Oh my God, babe!
I think he's knocked out. He's done.
Now.
He's done.
He was asking him to drop it.
Woman gets. I needed this for Danny, but I can't hold it till Monday because I got to go now. Woman gets life-changing breast reduction from a 36G.
Oh my Lord.
To a 37C. Ellen Larson was 24 when she first started considering breast reduction. Now the 31-year-old and the founder of a jewelry brand called Darling Devotion, or was it Zao?
Yeah, Devotion.
Larson noticed that her back hurt, her posture is getting worse. She kept convincing herself that she could keep pushing through. That was until the Minnesota moved to Barcelona, Spain. Look at these.
Holy.
Now, these aren't, some woman that walked into Dan and said, give me 1200s. This is a woman that just was naturally born with, 30.
She looks otherwise skinny, too. I mean, look at her face and her neck and her arms. I mean, she's not
And she's only a
30,
36 around, so that, she's fairly skinny.
No, that's something that needs to be taken care of anatomically. I mean, that's not healthy for your back.
I thought, I'm going to go move to Spain and walk around, and I'm going to get so skinny, and then I gained a bunch of weight, she said. The weight gain caused my breasts to get even heavier, weighing over 6 pounds each. I could really tell my breasts were dropping a lot, and they really became uncomfortable to work out, run, get dressed, find clothes that fit me. She began researching breast reduction surgery to get the various, and I guess she's had them. She had them reduced. Here's a TikTok video of her
getting a chest reduction. A couple videos that I posted recently about my chest reduction have gotten a lot of attention, and I wanted to respond to this comment asking.
Those things are absolutely. I mean, they go down to her. The expression when a grandma has boobs, and they say that her nipples can scrape her belt buckle. This is genuinely that situation with a 31-year-old.
Do I ever go jogging? Do I get back? Do you guys want to know why I'm getting a chest reduction? A couple videos that I posted recently about my chest reduction have gotten a lot of attention, and I wanted to respond to this comment asking, do I ever go jogging? Do I get back pain? No, I don't go jogging really because it's not enjoyable for me. Technically I can jog, and yes, I get back pain. Yes, so I want to share with you guys all the reasons why I'm getting a chest reduction, but first I thought it would be fun for you guys to guess from my collarbone here in the middle to each guess how long that is.
Well, now hold on.
Oh my goodness.
Hold on. Here's the thing. I know what Dan's magic number is because when we were doing the 12 boobs of Christmas, I would I would do pre-measurements on chicks. And the magic, Dan will, I promise you, Lummy, make sure we open the show up Monday, or when Jay comes in, we do the exchange so that he's here, if he's going to be here.
Okay.
And it's 22 to 23 centimeters is absolutely one of them, is a very symmetrical, good number for a woman to have from her nipples to her collarbone is between 22 and 23 centimeters. Jay, I just have these odd factoids that just stick in my head. No,
you don't forget that.
I don't forget that. Let's see what her distance is, because now everybody keep in mind, the perfect, symmetrical, easy to do, a breast augmentation, probably not going to have very many complications, is between 22 and 23 centimeters. Let's see what hers is. And if she's probably going to do inches, we're going to have to do the conversion, and we don't have Dan here.
I got my converter up.
Because there's an ideal length, which is roughly 19 to 22 centimeters.
I'm looking up right now.
Am I not? Come on. Was I not? What did I? Yeah. And Lummy, I swear on my son's life, raise my hand to God, I have not watched this video before. Otherwise, I would have been 19 to 22. Dan likes 22 to 23. That's what Dan likes. I guess we don't even need Dan now because she knows.
No, we got her.
Yeah.
Is longer than that, which is part of the reason I'm getting a reduction. And a lot of people kept saying...
Well, what is your number? The perfect number is 22. What's your number?
Comments like, get a lift. A reduction comes with a lift. So, yes, I will also be getting a lift. That's kind of like half the point. Now let me list some more reasons why.
What's the number?
What's the number? We're riveted.
Yeah, I'm sitting here with my converter.
In case it is not clear to anyone. My back hurts. I can't run. I sit like a shrimp all the time. My posture is terrible. They ruin my outfits and my aesthetic, and I don't want them on me. I don't feel confident.
Maybe Google Ellen Larson's breast in distance in centimeters. I don't know. It's such an obscure search. You may not be able to find anything.
I found it pretty good. Normal centimeters from clavicle to breast augmentations. What I looked up, and it came up with a 19 to 21.
No, he's saying, what's her number?
What's her number?
But say from clavicle.
It hurts. It feels like you're tweaking.
Yeah, from your collarbone. From your collarbone. Dan calls it the magic triangle.
Every time you wake up, this part of my neck is hurting on a daily basis. But that is why I'm getting these cut off in 2 weeks. Do you guys want to know why I'm getting a chest reduction?
All right, I guess she never really gave us a number now, did she?
No. Of course.
Here's the thing. If you're going to protest and you're going to close a road and create a human chain and you super glue your hands to the cement or to the roadway, I think they should just go yoke your ass up and whatever skin you pull off your hands. Instead, what they have to do, they have to hire the officials and the EMTs to come in and put solution and chip it away. These are people that are protesting in Germany, and they super glued their hands to the roadway. Let me tell Mach, I'm potted up just ready for him to fire.
Okay.
I got 30 seconds to get out once he fires. You want to super glue your hands to the road? No problem. We're going to rip them right off. I tell you one thing, Jay, that would make people stop super gluing their hands.
Sure would.
Hey, listen, Johnny got half of his palms ripped off. Typical cops. 13 of them standing around. You know why? Because they're all afraid to do something. They're afraid to do something without having a supervisor tell them because they're afraid these type of yo-yos would yoke them up.
It's so stupid. No one ever remembers what the hell the protest's about.
No. It turns into more about them chipping they're having to, get gauze and get a hammer and like a chisel.
You really gonna take the brick underneath it?
Yeah, I think they're taking the brick underneath it. They have to bring in the medical people and just a bunch of nonsense. Absolutely nonsense. Jay, I appreciate you being here, my friend.
My pleasure.
It's saying 14 inches.
Well, is that what the conversion is to what's 22 centimeters?
Well, it says each distance of her nipples and her sternum was around 14 inches.
Hold on, I'll tell you what that is converted.
Hey, Alexa, how many centimeters is 14 inches?
35.
14 inches is 35.5.
No, that's you're not measuring from the right spot.
35.5.
You're not measuring from the right spot. We'll see you tomorrow.
Thanks for letting me finish.
You've been listening to the Bubba the Love Sponge Show, starring
me, Bubba the Love Sponge,
co-host and show historian Lummit.
It's Brian Matroni, king of counter program.
Gene Lasker, voice of the people. Glad you get to hear me.
Gary Cantrell, video editor.
Yeah, back here wiring up. It's Mini Macho.
The BRN agent, Thomas Buttoned Up B.
Co-host, Dr. Dan Diaco, Esquire, of Council.
Co-host, J. Diaco, Esquire, the Spitting Cobra of Council.
Now, time for the legal disclaimer.
Exactly.
The Bubba the Love Sponge Show is intended solely for the enjoyment of our listening audience. Any rebroadcast, retransmission, or other use of this show without express written consent of the Bubba Radio Network is prohibited.
We must dissuade him of this delusion.
Until next time, always remember.
I repent.